I'm eating podcasts for dinner.
First episode of the Flat Five podcast in the studio.
Woo-woo.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
What's up, everybody?
Savello,
Hello.
thank you for coming, bro.
You're welcome.
Or I should say Wolf.
That's the name.
Yes,
That's the
Wolf.
name.
Thanks for coming on the show,
Ow,
man.
ow.
Thanks for having me.
It is our honor to have you as the first guest in our new home.
It's my pleasure to be here.
You're gonna be on the Polaroid wall.
Yeah,
It's gonna be dope.
That's
Number
the most
20,
exciting
Wolf.
part.
What's up to all the listeners, all the viewers? Thank y'all for watching as always. Thank y'all for supporting the show as well. Thank you to everybody that's been kind enough to reach out and offer furniture. You know, some people, some very good friends were talking about some mini fridges, you know, plastic plants, all that good stuff. Yeah, on this episode, we have Mr. Wolf over here, and we got Leo. Thank
What
you
it
both
do?
for coming on the show. Before we start, we'll give our very deep and warm condolences to the Foo Fighters and all that, even though they'll never watch this. But Taylor Hawkins is a true legend, and we lost a great one a couple of days ago. So
Gone way too soon.
yeah, rock and peace to that man. Love that dude. So
Yeah,
but
no words.
yeah, man, it's kind of crazy. I mean, like, I don't know. There was this post that I saw on Twitter. This guy's like, watch now, every musician's gonna talk about Taylor Hawkins for clickbait and all that. And I'm like, man, like, can't some people just celebrate someone's life, you know, politely? Like, does it always, like, not everybody's just trying to do it for the sake of views.
I'm not
or
even gonna
whatever.
get into it, but there's anti-vaxxers
Yeah,
jumping
Oh
on
my
this.
gosh.
I know it's ridiculous. And I mean, like, at this point, like, especially the music community should just be able to sort of come together and be like, we were like actually in the presence of one of the greatest rock drummers in the last at least 30 years in my
yeah.
opinion, you know. And I saw a story of it wasn't a story, but it was a caption that Travis Barker had posted, saying he was playing some gig at a dive bar, and Taylor Hawkins saw him perform and was like, "Oh man, you're a star," you know. And I'm just like, we should just be able to, you know, appreciate him, because, like, hey, you know, Paul McCartney and Ringo is still alive, and Robert Plant and Jimmy Page and,
They're still alive.
you know, John Paul Jones, like,
No, he
Billy
was taken
Corgan,
way too
like,
early.
yeah, like he was only 50, and I mean we should see that and look at somebody like
Should have had another 30 years out of him.
easy 100%, but like we should see that and go appreciate Brian May again,
Oh,
or
100%.
Everyone
know,
who's still here.
everyone who's still here, right? Like, fuck, everybody's just been dropping like flies,
Yeah.
you know, and it's just kind of
Weird.
nuts. So I mean, we've talked about that, so we won't go too you know, in depth for that. But I mean, anybody that really wants a conversation in depth in that can just go to the Twitter sphere. But
the
today we're talking
grooves.
about you, man. We're talking about Wolfe and the new release of It's Over that came out on Friday. Today's the 27th. They came out March 25th. It has been fantastic, with you also being the first artist with our record label.
Yeah,
Which
my
has been
big
great.
pleasures.
And it's been getting a ton of love early on. And we were just talking about like new Spotify followers, and we were talking about like the amount of attention and streams and all that. And, you know, we were talking about the importance of someone checking it out for the first time and actually sticking around, right? Like retained listeners that then become a follower. Oh, I think that was the doorbell. Let me go check who that is. Yeah, that was,
sounds like one.
who's that? My front door.
Here's Johnny.
What?
Who's at Sharp 4 Studios?
Who is that? Sharp 4 Studios. Okay, well, I guess I'll have to move the camera.
Oh, well.
Hey, Rachel. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Yeah, we're just in the middle of the episode, but that's okay.
So sweet.
Cool.
That's so nice.
Oh, yeah. Everybody, that was, let me get in front of the microphone. That was my lovely boss, Rachel DeGazon. Shout out to DeGazon Music.
Shout out to the guy.
Being the most kind. and supportive and the most honest employers that I've ever had, especially in this industry. They are the ones that are letting us use this space and, kind of make it our own for our podcast and all that. So, shout out to Rachel and Anthony.
Here we
and
are.
all their kids. They're a fantastic family, and anybody that wants music lessons, you don't have to necessarily work with me, but definitely go to Digazon because they are the best in town. But as we were saying, Mr. Cervello, the one thing I wanted to ask you is actually how long since, when was the point where you came up with the song with It's Over, as we were saying? When was the point when you came up with the song and then realized it's done? Because I feel like that's always one of the struggles with musicians.
That's actually a really cool story.
Tell us.
Because there's a bunch of people trying their hardest to make it seem like they came up with a song on TikTok. And they wrote it on TikTok. But I swear to God, I wrote this song on a TikTok.
Really?
I swear.
Please
swear.
explain.
Yes.
Yeah, please
go
do
in
explain.
I think if you go on my TikTok, the third pinned video is the first time, it's a demo of It's Over. So it's just a beat. I was bored and I had a writer's block. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go and make a video for TikTok with my tape machine.
Yeah.
So then I played a beat. Doom, da, do, do, da. And then I put on my Wurlitzer patch on my DX7 and I played some chords. And then I put the bass to it. And then that was the demo for It's Over.
Nice.
And then I was listening to that demo and I posted the video on TikTok. And then I started listening to the demo over and over and I heard voices in it and melodies. And then that's when I added vocals to the demo version. And then finally, after fucking around with that demo a little bit and getting it to a place that I liked it, I took out the real tape machine and the real equipment and I did a nicer sounding version of it. And that's what you hear.
Nice. I love that.
No, you
That
said
was 3 months.
wow. No, you said you use a tape machine, so you do everything analog.
Yeah. And it's it's just for workflow. Not even for the sound. It's just for the workflow. It forces me to do things in a take without comping takes together.
Right.
And making it perfectly perfect. It makes it just feel more like a performance for me that way, at least when I'm listening to my music.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because, I have yet to really work on tape,
I don't think many people still work on tape.
Well, it's funny because, I don't know if you guys saw that video that Jack White did with Third Man Records talking about vinyls. He basically, made a plea to the three biggest labels, Sony, Warner, Universal, hey, vinyls aren't a fad. They're coming back and we're behind and we need more. There's a ton of demand and not enough supply. And then that bridged the conversation into, if anyone's noticed the trend that recently in music, it's pretty much sounded like something that's been done before to some degree. There's been a lot of, I don't want to say a resurgence, but
Definitely an 80s resurgence.
yeah,
Sounds
but there's also groups like Silk Sonic that then breeds into a whole bunch of other bands.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's it feels a little bit new, but it's definitely doing a good job of sounding like what has come before. And so because the arts and culture and the creative side of the world is doing that, the tech behind is matching as well, where people are experimenting with tape again. People are working with film cameras more now. I would assume so, in the last 10 years or so,
important.
right? Yeah, people are kind of going back to.
We're definitely, especially with more accessible analog ways of, creating. I think film is one of the ones that.
I even think the Sound City movie.
Yeah, exactly,
helped.
exactly.
Like
Well, this is
even
the thing,
even
right?
modern shows like Euphoria is being filmed on movie film.
Yeah,
So you still see that a lot in the movie industry. There's a lot of stuff that is being
Call
done
Me By
on
Your
film.
Name.
But if I'm correct, what I understood from what I read about Euphoria is that they actually had to ask Kodak to make a different version of a film that they already produce in mass for just cameras, 35 millimeter. So they had to make a version that's basically has an extra coating for all of the wear and tear that an actual film camera has. it's called ECN2 process, and they said, well, yeah, we can do it for you, and that's HBO. It's a big, super big,
Yeah, tons of money to be able to back
company
something like
asking another super big company, even at Kodak right now, because Kodak used to be much bigger before.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of interesting how just to get like a set of tones or like a vibe to a show, you know, you see all of this resurgence in analog stuff, which I think is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Like, especially
Well,
music.
even the birthday
right?
party we were at last night. Like
Yeah.
they're bringing Kodak cameras out when you have an iPhone. Like you have 3 cameras on your phone. If you have any recent iPhone, we're still bringing out Kodaks.
Yeah.
Just because of, I don't like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's aesthetic. I think it's also the action, like actually doing it. It's not just like
100%.
the phone or a filter to make it look like it's, film. Like you're actually, oh, I forgot the flash kind of thing. Like you're living it. And I feel like tape for musicians is kind of the same thing.
I was gonna say that but it kind of isn't. I think it's backwards for photography, at least for me. Like the tape, I use for the music because it captures a performance. I don't use it for sound. Like I do it so I force myself to get it from beginning to end, one take. Not even
I
first
see, like
take.
a functional thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it
Or
captures.
rather, not a functional thing. That's incorrect. Like what you're saying is like you said, a performance thing. Like
Yeah, and even that's functional in terms of like performance. Like
it'll
performing-wise.
make you. I feel like there's a part of it that'll make you a better like studio musician.
If I'm on my computer, I'm gonna be like, fuck it. I'm gonna take half of this take and half of that take and put a crossfade, and I don't give a shit. I'm done. But
Yeah.
with the tape, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't think that take was good enough.
Yeah,
And
because
then
you
I go
really
back and I
can't do
stop when
anything
it's
to
good
it.
enough.
Yeah,
That's
well,
actually
that's
good
true.
enough.
That will push you to do like to perform at the best quality that you can
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a conversation that was had amongst performing musicians, at least back, I want to say like 2012 to 2016. I think one of the big things with it was like the new sounds of 808s that was coming out in like pop and trap and the rise of trap and rap in general, but also especially specifically talking about musicians' ability to perform in studio and actually play their instrument to sound good, not just hit the note, like actually make the note real.
Exactly.
Throughout like metal music. Like I remember that being like the one criticism all the old heads had about Warped Tour was that like it's not real at all. Like you're playing an electronic instrument and you can just do whatever you want to it. Like you can basically just play an electronic drum set, and at that point the way you play the groove doesn't matter because you're just putting it into Superior 5 at the time or 3 or whatever it is, right? And
I think like that's
there's a thing with tape that eradicates that and forces you to like hit the snare drum in the same spot every time.
That's exactly it.
And pluck the guitar the same way every time because you
same
can't play
pressure.
louder. Sorry, you were gonna say, Leo?
That's just like, I get the whole performance thing, right?
Yeah.
But I think Warped Tour created a bunch of genres that are basically defined by that
By
electronic
that sound, 100%.
right?
Yeah.
So like how it's obviously subjective. It's like it's whatever.
Yeah, and the
you
old
like or
never
don't
understands the new.
No,
That's always the case.
Like I think of you said that and I think of Bring Me the Horizons like Evolution where they added
But
electronic
they've
drum
fully
beats.
become like after what was it, Sempiternal?
Yeah.
Like I would say they've become a more electronic metal band as opposed to a metal band with electronic
even
influences.
bands
Like it's
that-
more it's become more fused or it's not like if you welded something together. Like it's one material now, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
it's electronic metal.
I think it's hard to name any one genre after like the 60s or 70s though. Like,
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
you could call
Oh.
the Beatles rock, you could call them pop.
Yeah,
Which one
or you
are
could
they?
call them old school, which becomes a
Like,
genre
right?
depending on.
I mean, have
the
you ever gone
generation.
through the list of like all of the genres on Spotify? It's
Oh my god!
Oh my
and
lord!
the playlist names, like
oh my god!
I
It's-
was. A quick shout out to Mr. Sam Cohen, who's going to be on the show next, and his new track "Endlessly" that released. Yours released on the 24th.
Yeah.
I said the 25th, and I knew as soon as I said, "I'm like, that's not true."
Oh, yeah.
The 24th. Sam's "Endlessly" released on the 25th. I was looking at a Spotify page, and there was like similar like tastes or whatever however they word it, and there was a playlist something along the lines of like something so semantical. It was like bedroom boy who listens to like, you know, this brand headphones, and that's the name of the playlist. Like the playlist is like so specific. Or, you know, just playlist. There's one playlist called IDK, like I don't know. And all the songs literally sound like that acronym, how it's used today, like how people put meaning to that. All the songs sound like that. I'm like, bro, genres are like
Acronyms.
words now.
Yeah.
Like they're not like obviously they've been words, but like words in common parlance now.
They're gonna be emojis soon.
Yo, literally just like she, and then that's the whole genre.
Can you imagine, like, you know those really long Fall Out Boy song titles?
Oh
That are
my
usually
God.
like movie quotes or like some stuff like that.
So-
Imagine
they're
if that
so
was like a
long.
genre.
Nah,
There's a
man.
whole musical like aspect to that
No.
one single title.
Nah. He was lonely and she was cool, but he didn't wear the right Vans, and then she didn't go out with him, and that's the genre. It's like, nah, I can't do that. Like, I can't do that at all.
My
man.
genre. Did you guys get the new update for the iPhone?
Bro,
think
I have
so.
them turned off because there's way too much stuff. I have to offload apps. Like I don't
Yeah.
got the space on this thing.
Of course. There's new emojis on the new iPhone though, and there's a new melting smiley face.
Really?
Like that's my
Oh,
genre
bro.
right there. That's my
Yeah.
music. Just a melting.
Yeah. Do you think at some point, like, okay, it's 2022 now. When will we most likely be grandfathers? Like 2000, let's say 60, 65, depending on how our kids, you know, make kids.
Buddy, I'm
right?
going on 30, so
I'm a musician, and I would love to be a traveling musician. So I would love to probably not have kids until I'm done doing all that.
Okay, well, let's say our generation, relatively speaking, like
Yeah.
around our age group.
Yeah.
Like most of the people that we know will most likely be grandparents, or at least some of them.
Some
will
of
be
them.
grandparents.
Your guys are
by-
my age, right?
Well,
I'm slightly older than you.
Yeah,
You're in the middle of us. Ian's younger than you.
I'm
just, like,
22.
slightly older than you.
because
How
I'm in
old are you?
'99.
I'm 27 now.
So 27.
22.
Okay.
And
And
you are?
24. So
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to
Close.
go with 27. That's my That's my age that I'm going to estimate for. Maybe if you're going to have a kid,
Good luck.
Yeah, bro, not in this
maybe
economy.
you'll be like 60 or 70.
Not this 27-year-old, no.
Yeah, bro. But what I mean is like our age group, because like I wonder if, like, imagine all the adjectives that you could use just to explain the very basic word of happy. Like there's
Yeah.
so many of them, at least 8, right?
True.
Imagine 8 emojis that are all just different synonyms of the same happy emoji. And I'm like,
Yeah.
is it going to get to a point now where it's so semantical that like we're just going to only speak with emojis or loose words?
Well, I don't know
You
if
know?
you've ever watched Westworld, like the HBO series.
sure there's-
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it, no.
It's basically like it's a theme park. It's like going to Disney World, and it's all robots, like androids that look like human, and it's basically everything goes in this world. Like you can
What?
kill.
I wish you told me about this 2 days ago because we were watching Breaking Bad last night, and now I'm on Breaking Bad. I don't want to stop, man. I don't want to watch that. God damn it.
Well,
No show
I think like the first season or 2 seasons were good. The third one was just kind of weird.
Kind of like weird bad or weird just to be
It
there.
was. I mean, I could swallow it. I could finish it. Shut up. But like it was just like, yeah, that's the end of it.
Right.
But there's a cameo from Marshawn Lynch, like a football, like NFL
oh yeah,
football
yeah,
player.
yeah. Didn't he play for the Seahawks? Or...
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
yeah,
That's
I
him.
remember him. Yeah.
But he basically didn't really speak on the show. He maybe said like 1 or 2 words.
That would creep me
But
out.
like he had a T-shirt on that was like electronic, you know, like those like you used to get at like Zoomies that had like the
yeah,
little
Old Navy used to
sound
have it
bars.
too. Like you play music and the like things would go up.
So as the thing progressed, like as the show progressed, it will show his emotions. So whatever was going on, he's like the T-shirt said angry, or like it would say sad, or if he would get confused. It was like so funny.
Oh my god.
That was like their way of portraying what he was feeling or like doing at the
I
time.
want to watch this now, man. Damn.
I thought that was so interesting.
That sucks. Like it's cool, but like I just started watching Breaking Bad and
What season
Yeah.
you on?
episode 2 of season
season
1.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't
you're
even
gonna
finished
be-
episode 2.
I don't know. I think that thing has some peaks and troughs, that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. But every time I try and show it to someone, they can't get past season 1. It's
Why?
like, how? How can't you get past season 1?
I get that all the time. Just like the first, like just get through the first 5 episodes.
Guys, I'm already hooked on episode 2.
I know that's
Like,
what
there's
happens,
so
though.
many
Like, the
problems
first
in his
couple
life right
episodes are
now.
great, and then it just apparently for the not for me. I love the show so much I could recite it to you right now, But like everyone I show, they love the first episode, the second episode, and they just get bored halfway through
In the second episode?
They get bored halfway through the first season and the second season. They just don't get to Gus Fring, and
Oh yeah, okay, that's the other bald guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
liking
plenty
it
of
so
bald
far.
guys. There's plenty of bald guys in Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
like
a couple bald
yeah.
guys for sure, but you know, like
But
there's
like I can't say anything more than that because
Yeah,
you're
no,
watching
no.
the show.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no
like,
spoilers, but you know, there's exciting stuff that happens later in the show.
also, it's one of the most real TV shows you'll ever watch.
That's why 'cause it's so
mo-
realistic at the beginning.
It's not like a fairy tale. It's obviously, as you can tell where it progresses, it's
Yeah.
basically the anti-hero like
yeah, it
motive.
looks like his whole life's about to fall apart.
Right. So like then
In
he'll
that-
start
in that
doing
show.
certain things and he becomes like basically the worst version of himself that he can be, and that's all I'm gonna say. But
Well, I
it's-
can see that
It's
happening.
the real world. Like
I
it's
can't
yeah.
believe that you haven't watched it yet.
you know, it's like
Guys,
there's
listen.
for example, there's like before we go on a tangent with that.
Yeah, literally.
There's like shows like Narcos where it's like the same concept, right? It's
That's the show I got bored of.
it's something
They
that
don't
like you're
execute it the same way.
no,
No.
they don't, but that's
Yeah.
the thing. It's like it's all this lifestyle and all of this, you know, like luxurious drug dealer, like drug lord lifestyle. The
Right.
women, the booze, the drugs, the money.
Not the teacher with cancer.
Not the teacher with cancer,
he
but
does,
also,
right? He does have cancer. I have a
but
feeling.
also, it's like all these people like die in like these, you know, kind of almost martyrdom type of ways. You know, they
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
following. That's not the real world.
No.
Like that's
No,
not
no,
how like the conventional.
I don't think we could
You know,
talk more about Breaking because there's so much.
there's
things
so
that
much
are
stuff
about
to it.
Slip out.
Yeah,
It's like-
don't
Yeah.
don't spoil it for me.
It's just real and raw. Like,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah, it's almost like, have you seen Midsummer?
I don't even know what that is, bro.
That horror movie by the guy. If you don't know what it is, this won't help. But it's the horror movie by the guy who made Hereditary.
Oh, I love that
Ari
movie.
Aster?
Have you? Okay, this is the thing. This is what I find. Breaking Bad isn't that new at all. It's really old.
2006.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
it's
believe
really
we're
old.
like doing.
So,
we're
like-
talking about spoilers of Breaking
Well,
Bad
that's
in
what I was
like
gonna say, like-
2022.
That's why I was like saying.
This is what I was gonna say
Yeah.
because I was watching somebody talk about something, and then they mentioned Breaking Bad, and they're like, "Yeah, Walter White and his illness in the show," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm like, it's probably cancer because I feel like that's the most popular thing to use or the most common in fiction stories."
I forget what I thought you. I thought you knew what he had by episode 1.
No,
I
no,
did.
it
I
doesn't.
certainly did.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I had a feeling because the way he was coughing and the way he
Yeah.
coughs, right? But it's like, you know, it hasn't been declared in the
Yeah.
show.
Okay.
Like you as the audience knows, but the characters
Okay,
haven't,
so
right?
then you're not as far as I thought you. Might
No,
have been.
literally episode 2, like the two guys that tried to murder them or in the basement or whatever. Like that's as far as I got. As far as I got, when the wife checks out Jesse or whatever his name is, like his website. And he's like, "Yo, 5153474, leave a message after the tone." And then I was like, "Yo, that's so cringe." I was like, "I can't stand that."
Yo,
But,
Mr.
like,
White.
The
Yo,
thing is,
Mr.
it's like,
White.
That's such an old show though. Like,
Jesse
that was-
Pinkman is your favorite character. Period.
yeah, I already like him more than Walter. Walter kind of annoys me a little bit.
Do you know BoJack Horseman?
I do know it, but I haven't. But there are some pretty spectacular TikTok and Instagram like sounds, like audio that
The
people
blue-haired
use.
guy in that show is Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Todd. His name's Todd.
Didn't they make a movie after
Yeah, El
just
Camino.
Jesse?
El Camino.
El Camino. Yeah, that's right. Because it came up on a search. I was searching up something else, and it came up El Camino, and I was like, I wonder if that's like a Black Keys documentary.
There are
It's
some
not.
flashbacks to during Breaking Bad,
Hmm.
but the most of that is directly after Breaking
Directly
Bad ends.
after like the ending. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling that was like we know you want more Breaking
So
Bad,
don't
but
watch
we're
it
not
until
going to
you're
do a
done.
season. Yeah, but we're going to just do like, here's 3 movies from the Batman. Okay, here's like a short special of Robin.
I'm just
You
gonna
know?
put it this way for you.
Yeah.
For all the viewers and listeners, I'm sure you've watched this show. I hope you have watched this show. If not,
Yeah, don't
please
be
go.
a dunce like me.
Please just go watch it because
Yeah.
it's one of the best shows ever made. Period. It's basically like El Camino is basically about closure.
Okay,
That's,
that's
all I'm
good.
gonna say. It's
That's
about
good.
closure.
That gives me hope.
Yeah.
That gives me hope because my worry is always like sometimes like those 5-season shows,
But then
or,
again,
like, make or break.
I don't think he would know that anyone would need closure.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, that didn't El Camino come out more recently?
It came out really recently.
Really recently.
Yeah. So
Like a
I
long
feel
time
like
after Breaking Bad ended.
I feel like that is a little bit needed in some
for
shows.
sure. It's
Like, I started watching How I Met Your Father.
It's like getting a Spinal Tap 2 movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, finally, thank God.
Spinal Tap 2.
You know, when El Camino came out, a lot of people that are HBO heads were like, well, where's my closure with, like, The Sopranos? Where's my closure with The Sopranos? And I'm like, if you haven't watched The Sopranos...
Where's my closure with Friday the 13th?
Yeah,
It's
like...
only been 14 movies.
Come on. You know, like, if you haven't
It's
watched The
only been
Sopranos,
14
just know
movies.
that it has one of the best series endings of all time.
But this is the thing. Sometimes the best ones don't have closure. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, that's
Drive.
why I love How I Met Your Mother. Aside from... I'm super biased because
Yeah.
I watched that show when it aired, and then the majority of it on DVD. I've probably seen that show in full like 4 or 5 times, and every time I watch it, I get the exact same feeling at the end of it, where it's like you've gotten closure, but it just leaves you on this small cliffhanger. But it's a cliffhanger that is like it lets you under like see. Right now, I'm totally fine to do spoilers except for Breaking Bad because I'm watching it. I'm gonna be
no spoiling what you're
totally
watching.
biased, but like, in How I Met Your Mother, he doesn't marry Robin, right? He marries this other woman, and then she passes away, and you know people can say what they want of it, but he goes out on a date again with Robin and the kids are like, yeah, we love Aunt Robin and blah blah blah, and so you kind of already know what's going to happen because 2 seasons of the show are him in love with Robin and coming in and out of it, so you know that they're going to finally make it work this time because Robin never wanted kids because she doesn't want babies. Not that she doesn't like kids. It's just babies. Well, his kids are grown. She's already lived the world of being... Like, you can assume it without them saying, and the end. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like sometimes shows need that, or they end on the... sometimes the cliffhanger is what is the best. Like, sometimes the best closure is
That's
no
my
closure
favorite
at all.
kind of thing on the planet is a cliffhanger, and I used to hate them, but now
Mm.
I have a newfound appreciation for them because what I really don't like a lot of movies endings.
Interesting.
I really don't like when they kill off the guy and they make it canon. Like, yeah, he's dead.
Hello,
Yeah.
shout out to Sean Bean.
Right?
Getting
But,
killed
like-
in the first episode / 10 minutes of every movie he's ever been in.
Yeah. But like in The Wrestler, have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen
The
that.
Mickey
No.
Rourke, like that ending.
Mickey
is,
Rourke annoys me.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess he does now too to me, but he's in my most favorite classic films of all time. Like Barfly is an amazing film from I think the 90s or something, or maybe
I gotta check
like
it out.
early
I've
90s.
been watching a lot of Disney.
Early Mickey Rourke before he went back into boxing.
Yeah, okay.
Is
It's
amazing.
late Mickey Rourke that
Yeah,
annoys me.
after
Like,
he
I
boxed
feel
again,
like
after he
this-
got CTE, after
the
he got
second
some,
Iron Man, like the character on paper sounded amazing, but like Mickey Rourke playing that character, I was like, not a
yeah,
fan.
I don't think I
The
like
only thing he fits in is the Expendables.
and the Wrestler. He did amazing in The Wrestler, the film.
I
If you
gotta
haven't
check it
seen
out. I gotta watch it.
It's really, really perfect. And then the ending, I guess I don't know. Want it spoiled? Do you care?
And of the wrestler,
Yeah.
How? Okay, what's the climax of the ending? Is it like, psh, or is it kind of just like?
It's a huge cliffhanger. It's a huge cliffhanger.
Okay, but what's the likely? What are the other actors in the movie, and what year is
Evan
it?
Rachel Wood is probably the only one you'd ever know, like the girl from 13, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
little blonde girl from Across the Universe too.
Okay, spoil it for me. I don't think I'll watch it. Spoil it for me.
He's a wrestler. He's an old wrestler. He's like a wrestler from the 80s, and it's a modern movie. So he's a veteran, and he's like most veteran wrestlers, doing small indie shows now for chump change,
Right.
surviving off of his old name. And whatever, blah blah blah. He gets told by his doctor he definitely shouldn't keep doing this.
Right.
And worst comes to, all this stuff happens. He ends up keeping on doing it. At the end of the movie, he goes for his big move where he jumps off the rope, and he jumps off out of camera, and then the credits roll. And it's like, did he die or no?
Yeah,
It's like, did he,
that's pretty good.
so like that. But to me, in my head, he lives.
Yeah.
He lands it. He pins him. He wins. He goes home to his stripper. And that's it.
So, prior to our movie
Tangent.
TV show tangents,
The best kind of tangent.
Exactly. We were talking about It's Over because I wanted to make sure that we got some good limelight on the song. You know,
It's a good song.
it's a great song.
It's a very good song.
A lot of people, especially like working in or for the middleman or the middle areas or whatever of like the music industry, love to be like, the attention span of people today is so short and yada 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 yada.
Whose
and
fault is that?
Well, that's a whole other thing that I was gonna say as well. But
It's a
my thing
Pandora's
is, it's just
box
like
that you don't want to.
Their attention's not short on Drake. Their attention's not short on all these other really.
Well, this is the
famous
thing
people.
too, or long form podcasts or whatever. I think the thing is that every generation, every time there's new tech comes out, it's always like you just forget to understand how people work.
Yeah.
If they want to put the time in and the product is good enough, the content is good enough, they'll do it. Right? If it's not, they're not. Like,
And it's also finding your niche and your audience and who wants you. It's like most long form podcast audiences are like people in the gym working out
or drives, like
or driving,
commutes, downloads, right?
You know, people who are doing something for a long period of time.
Well, you only start it knowing you have an hour.
Exactly.
Right? But if you're if you're like from here to where the studio is to, I don't know, like the grocery store up the hill, I have time for one song.
Exactly.
You know, if I'm even going to play a song at that point. Or I'm just going to play whatever's on, right?
And usually I don't even play whole songs.
Mm.
You know, I get to my favorite part. Once it's done, I'm done with it.
Oh, you're a skipper.
I'm with modern music, definitely. Yeah, there's a
Interesting.
couple artists that I don't skip the entire album, like Tommy from The Who. Like I'll name just a couple of my albums that are non-skippers. Moving Pictures by Rush. You know, Tommy by The Who, Moving Pictures by
But
Rush.
none of those artists are modern music.
No, Disco Volante by Mr. Bungle, a no skip. Not even
So you're
a
saying
single.
like older music
Older
is one
stuff
that
I
you
will
don't
not
skip.
skip.
See, I
Yeah.
wonder if that's a generational thing, this skipping, because it's so easy to do it now.
Well, when there's so
and I
much,
think
if
the music
it's not,
nowadays is so skippable.
there's
See, 'cause
there's
I'm
truth
not-
to that, but it's not. This is the thing I was gonna say. Every generation, every time there's new tech or new advancements or new measurements of how people are ingesting things, we love to immediately blanket statement it.
Of course.
Like everyone's like the entire population and demographic and every buzzword or every correct term, the entire of whatever all has a short attention span. It's like that's not true because people will listen to JRE the whole day, right? It's a balance of quantity and quality. It's always been that way.
Oh yeah.
Right? That's like there are friends of mine and people close to me that read like 20, 30 books in a year.
Oh,
I'm like, you're cracked, man. Like that
Better be
nuts.
good books. It's probably good
20,
books.
30 books in a year doesn't sound too much.
No,
if you
my
know
God,
people
but
that.
it's like 400 pages at least.
I mean, some people read like
crazy.
20 pages in 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
they got fast eyes. I got
they
got
just
sloth eyes.
It's like everything. You know how to
Yeah.
play the drums because you practice. Reading is the same.
100%.
I'm not saying that I've ever been a reader because I haven't.
Yeah,
but I've
yeah.
known
I'm
readers my
pretty sure
entire
I'm one
life.
of those people that uses their finger to read.
Oh yeah, same bro. I use a ruler.
I'm a visuals guy. I cannot look at text and be entertained. Like I've never been that person.
Well, that's why you're on audio podcast, bud.
Yeah.
Not a blog.
You imagine me writing for a blog?
Oh god, you'd be like, yeah, it's not bad, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like
Here's
5
my
words.
review of this concert.
good.
Pretty
Your
good.
blog would be called "Less is More," and it's actually way more.
Yeah, probably.
That would be the full title. One of those Fall Out Boy long titles. But yeah, like I mean, the reason why I bring it up is because like I think your tune is the like exact length that it needs to be.
Oh yeah.
And I think tempo is one of the biggest things with that song. Even though it's like short in time, like the timestamp, like it feels like you've actually, like gone through. Like the analogy that comes to mind is like, when you're like you've been craving a meal, like I don't know, Maddie's Patties for example. Like you've been craving Maddie's Patties for like weeks, and you finally get your burger, and you just literally scarf it down. You just vacuum Glizzy 3000 not hot dog, the hamburger. But it's like you don't
What are
even
you
get to
thinking
enjoy
about,
it,
boy?
right? Bro, I saw this meme. This guy put baking soda in ketchup, and then he calls his wife and he's like, "Babe, like there's something weird with the ketchup bottle that you bought." She's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, And he literally says this. And he's also eating a hot dog on a fucking one piece of Wonder Bread. I was like, bro, you're terrible. Get a bun. But he's like, nah, babe, there's something wrong with it. And she's like, figure it out. So she walks over and he's like, I need help. And she's like, what do you need help with? And he's pointing it at her. And then she opens it up and gets sprayed. And everyone, I look at the comments and everyone's like, I'm going to try that. And the whole time for me is the fact, I'm like, this guy said glizzy normally and she didn't react. Like, that's a part of his vocabulary.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing that I'm thinking of the whole time. That's why my brain's
It was psychology, right? Like, even going back to the whole skipping thing, I find like a lot of people that I know that skip, it's like, oh, this part of the song is hype. As soon as that part song is over,
Yeah.
boop, next. I'm like,
That's
Nah,
what I'm
man.
saying.
but that's
I can't do that.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I cannot. Like, even if
But some music's designed like that. Like, and I'm not blanketing like music nowadays is skippable, but like the music I'm talking about is the music that's skippable. Like, where it's
would that be?
like a lot of it is like this stuff that has like a drop in it.
yeah, usually EDM I think is like
Yeah.
the most common. You get to the drop, you go after the drop. There's usually another build up
You
or
know,
a bridge.
just a couple
Yeah. And
seconds
just
after
boop,
the drop.
skip. Yeah.
Maybe 30 seconds after the drop, you're done with it.
Yeah.
So
Which I find so sad because like electronic music can be beautiful.
Well,
In
it's
its own
funny, 'cause
right,
if
you
you
know,
look
like-
at it structurally, like with the
electronic
hills and
music
valleys,
is beautiful, but a lot of the artists don't.
Well, there's
lot.
dance music. There's like, club music, DJ
Yeah,
music,
exactly.
right?
Like, that's what they're going for. They're just going for the clubs. They're not going for like I'm a musical genius.
And then there's people
Yeah.
like Porter Robinson who create
yeah,
art.
or Ross with Ross and
that's
friends,
great
Ross
because you
with
know what?
friends,
Clubs
whatever.
need that shit. Clubs need that shit. Otherwise, there's no one going to be on the floor dancing.
Well, yeah, that's the thing too. In clubs, they don't play the entire song; it usually fades out.
Yeah, they do
or crosses
remixes.
over,
They,
yeah.
exactly. So,
But yeah, like your tune, I feel like the tempo that you set for it makes it feel like I actually digest the whole song, even though it's short.
yeah.
You know, consider like comparing to other songs that are out there, at least in like what would you classify your genre as, or genres?
Indie
for that?
rock.
Indie rock, I would think so too. I don't know. Like, I feel like the song doesn't overstay its welcome too.
Yeah, I feel like
If
it's
you-
for me it's like for your song from my perspective, I would love to say that it was rushed. Like it was like you could have amplified certain parts of it, but it wouldn't be the same. So it's basically just like you did the right thing at the right time to keep you entertained, and then you just closed it.
Yeah.
Which I find very interesting because most songs that genre,
Most songs milk.
yeah, like for
All
example,
the
you have
time.
this bit,
All the time.
you have this bit where you like kind of just add some like kind of spoken vocals at the very back of the song. I usually see that, and it's like a much longer bridge. Like you maybe have that for like I don't know, 15 seconds. Most songs that would do the same in the same genre will be like 30 seconds. It's a whole bridge, and then they go back to the beginning with the melody, right? So it's like I was kind of expecting you to go the 30 seconds, but you didn't.
Yeah.
But it worked out so well, which is I think is really cool.
I think the audio clip for only being that long.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But the promo, I mean, hats off to you guys in terms of like content strategy and all that. But I think like the way it rolled out too was really successful, especially those teasers. That teaser that I think you said you made it with your sister.
Yeah, my sister's the best.
Yeah, that was
Those were cool.
pretty
Man.
solid, man. You guys did a
you.
good job on that too.
Yeah, thanks so much. I liked it. That's what I do. I make it so this way I like it, and once I like it, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
Oh,
I feel that. Yeah.
It's
So
your art,
what's the? Do you know what you're gonna release next? Like, do you have that in mind? If you're willing
Not
to
even
share?
a clue.
Really?
I don't think so. At least, I mean, like music.
yeah. No, this podcast, bro.
But yeah, more music. Definitely more music, and soon.
Because we were talking about this before. We were saying like this would be rolling out to something larger,
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
which I'm excited for too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna
I'm
be-
not done with this. This
Yeah.
is my last song.
So come up with one great song, just walk off the face of
Yeah,
the earth and never
bye-bye.
come back. Yeah,
shout
I'm
out to
done with
all
band.
shout out to the all one hit wonders in the 80s.
Literally, be like the band Wolfe has broken up.
Yeah.
Like
We
you're
broke
one
it.
guy.
Do that on YouTube to say the reasons why we broke up.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, we're going out to buy a house.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
I have a
Oh my God.
reoccurring fear of death, though. Like it comes and goes. It just makes me anxious a bit. It's not like something like I'm obsessed of, but I would like before the song released, I was like, man, I hope I don't die before the song releases.
I feel like that's like anybody. If I have a good photo session, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and I really want a photo to be out on the internet,
Yeah, yeah.
like it's like I hope I didn't just like fall dead right.
Like I want to
Yeah,
see.
bro.
I just
wanna
want it
see-
out.
see
You
it,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
I want to see how much people like it before it goes out. You know.
I can't say I've ever had that fear prior to
it's not a
the
fear.
release
I
of
think it's
something.
like more like I want to call it like excitement. You know, like you have something that you've really worked on that's like really cool to yourself, and you want other people to think the same.
It's not even that. It's like I just like if I'm gonna die, like please just wait till the song comes out. That's what
Yeah.
it's almost like. You know?
I can't say I've ever been through that before.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna be like that.
Lucky
over,
you.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be like that over like a drum cover. Like I hope I'm alive until this cover of Kings of Leon comes out. You
Yeah.
know, 30 people are gonna be loving it, man. Like,
Yeah.
nah, I haven't experienced that before, but it must be pretty gnarly. Do you ever get that? Like, do you guys both ever get that? Like, right when it's done, but you don't have a schedule, or is it once like you know the release date, then it kicks in?
I would say release date for me, like especially if you're working on a project. Like, well, we worked on your like single cover together and most of the social media projects, right? So, and we did it all in analog stuff. We did it on film. So obviously, there's always anticipation. That's kind of what the best part about shooting analog for me
Yeah.
is waiting on the results, right? Because you
Right.
don't know
Well, it's
what's
not-
gonna come out.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no
Right?
screen where you can see your picture after
Yeah.
it's taken.
Yeah, like even like, you know, even when you see a picture on a small screen on your camera, it's nothing like it looks on the real like screen, right? So you can base yourself on it, but it's not still the real thing, right? With film, you have no idea.
Yeah, you have
Like
to
you
send it
you
to
fuck up
downtown
one
camera.
setting and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So and even like that little tiny little mess up could be like the picture's good or the picture's
Yeah,
great.
it could be detrimental or it could like make it.
Right,
It can make
because
it.
it's like, you know, there's a whole artistic spectrum to it, right? A lot of
Right,
people
right.
like fresh and clean and sharp, and other people like blurry
Yeah, like a
and
lot of
messed
people.
up. And
What's that? Drake's photographer?
I forget his name.
You guys talking about Gunderstall?
No, but he's not Drake's photographer. Gunderstall. It's the thing with Gunderstall is that he started shooting people on point and shoots. That's how he started.
What is point?
A
and
point and
shoot?
shoot camera. It's an automatic film camera that you literally you point and you shoot. It's like the one that you saw yesterday.
Those wind up cameras.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
The
so
ones that
there's
we were
like
talking about,
there's
yeah.
more elaborated versions of those that you
Right.
can reuse. It's not a disposable.
Right.
That is all automatic. Like you put the film on, you like look at what you're shooting, you click the button, flash comes on, and that's the photo, right? They're literally designed to get a perfect quote unquote exposure every
Even
time.
Ray's Corrupted Mind looks like Gunderstall photos almost. You know,
Yeah,
like-
because Gunderstall, that's how he started, and then I forget who picked it up. I want to say ASAP or one of those New York like rap scenes, and started using like film photos, and it became a vibe, and that's how it snowballed, right?
It looks really good,
like
but
the
yeah,
Travis
he's,
Scott, Sheck West.
Yeah, Travis Scott, ASAP Rocky, ASAP Ferg does it.
well, he's done a lot. He was like
Even like the more
Post
darker like
Malone.
hip hop artists, right? Like
Yeah.
you're looking at like Peggy or like, you
Yeah, I
know,
love
Skepta.
But then Drake's photographer, like that's what I was gonna say is like so you have Ray's Corrupted Mind and Gunderstall with these like Sheck West, Travis Scott, ASAP Rocky film photos, and then you have Drake's photographer. I can't remember his name, but he has like these really really sterile, clean, sharp
Does he have
digital photos that he does.
If I searched up Drake's photographer, would it come up?
I think
Likely.
so. I wanna remember his name because I don't want to say like
That's the thing. It's like, you know, the photographers, it's like session musicians almost, I think. You either are a celebrity yourself,
yeah.
or you are like,
Or you're like hidden.
you're like the button pusher behind the scenes,
Yes.
right? 'Cause for example,
Is
like,
it Scudra?
No,
Scudra?
no. Something Lee.
Theo Scudra.
I'm pretty sure it's something Lee.
but regardless, it's like, you know, Gunnerstone and those guys made a name for themselves and kind of just put their name out there.
Yeah.
Just kind of like Noah Shabib did with Drake too, 40. Like, you know, like he basically is, I mean, he's done a lot of stuff, but he kind of just came up with him, right? So like all that process. So it's like, You know.
Yeah, 40's cool.
I like his sound a lot.
I like his sounds a lot, but I also like him like when he talks. Like he did that interview with Nardwar. I don't know. You know when you kind of just hear someone speak and you're like, I like you.
Yeah,
It doesn't even matter what they're saying half the time.
yeah.
You just kind of vibe with them.
Oh yeah.
He's one of those guys.
I'm gonna even see this. Like, what's the guy's name? These artists, cause like you said, like I love 40's sound, but I also love, let me see. Like, you know, Warm Soda, Bare Wire, like songs that sound like this. Right?
Yeah.
Some of it sounds like it was recorded from an iPhone. I like that sound too. So I guess it's like whatever you're feeling, whatever day.
We will find out in the future if we have to blur that out. I'm not sure what the rules are,
Me neither.
so we'll find out.
You,
Like, you know what's funny?
you'll
'Cause-
either hear it or you won't.
Yeah, because when we were recording Chaotic Evil, we were gonna play music that we were talking about, like in the midst of the conversation.
That's a really, really obscure artist. I doubt they'll even.
Yeah, no, I don't think that. Like, if
Man, you'll be
anything, it's like
surprised.
free promo.
You would be surprised.
What is
Yeah.
what is the track name and artist? Just at least shout them out.
That was Warm Soda with Symbolic Dream.
There you go.
I like that name. Warm Soda.
Wait, but which one is the title and which one's the artist? Because you can name either.
Yeah,
Symbolic
the artist
Dream
is
could be a
Warm
band.
Soda, and the song was Symbolic Dream.
Could you imagine a tour of Warm Soda and Microwave?
Yeah,
That'd be great.
but those people are actually YouTubers. Michael and this other person. They're Tascam 388 account. Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll find out. Because when we were recording the last like full podcast episode, we were talking about like what the conversation was like the best album openers, and
Yeah,
we wanted
what
to play
tracks
it.
were like the
Like,
best
what's the
album
hardest
openers for you?
opening? What do you think? What is your like
Beast in the Harlot, City of Evil.
Oh, that's
very
good.
quick answer?
Yeah,
I like
that was
that.
a very quick
I was
answer.
thinking as soon as you said that, I was
Nice.
thinking of mine.
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
Beast in the Harlot. That's one of the first songs I learned on drums, just because of how like, and that's ridiculous to say, but I loved it that much that I was like, no, I'm learning this and only this.
Well, our mutual friend Danny, who hopefully we'll get on the show sometime, just for another
Shout
chaotic.
out Danny P.
Yeah, just for another chaotic evil episode. But he mentioned Igor's theme by Tyler Creator, which I can't believe I forgot about, because I remember listening to that for the first time, and the splitting of a nanosecond when that note started, I was like, oh shit, like it's about to go.
No, he did mention another like set of opening tracks. He said both Royal Blood albums, the first two.
I don't know the track title.
The self-titled, and then Why Did It Get So Dark? Those two opening tracks. There's ones that starts with a super heavy like snare fill. Oh yeah. Like that.
Oh yeah, I know that song. Yeah,
That's how the album starts, right? And then it goes into like a super heavy drop. And I was like, that is true. Like, I don't think I would have, because funny enough for me, I started with Royal Blood, literally clicking on the album. I know a lot of, because you hear the songs on the radio, but I usually
which
just
aren't
go in,
necessarily the opener.
right, but I usually just go number one, right?
Yeah, of course.
And if it wasn't for those like heavy hitters of first songs, I don't think I would have gone into them as much as I did.
Right, because it would have led you into the next
Also,
one.
I think Salad Days is a really great opener for Salad Days. Like, it's a really, really great opener.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. Damn.
Yeah. Or even Cooking Up Something Good is a great opener for 2.
How much of a Mac DeMarco fan are you?
The biggest.
Was it before everybody started playing like Seafoam tellies or whatever? Or not tellies, Strats?
No, I'm a recent Mac DeMarco fan.
Oh,
too.
wow.
Like
Yeah.
recent, like I started getting into him in 2020.
2019, like a couple years after Cowboy. I mean, after This Old Dog.
This whole dog. That's why I got into him, because of on the level, that synth sound.
Yeah.
Dun,
Yeah.
I was like, that's
exactly.
sick.
Yeah.
That guy has some antics on stage.
Yo,
Some antics.
when me and Daniel Bali, shout out to Daniel Bali, so many shout outs in this podcast. We got to get a board, eh? Whiteboard right here.
Yeah.
All the shout outs per episode, and then write it down
You
and
need
see
a
how many
megaphone
we
so I
do.
can actually shout to the shout out.
Literally,
Yeah.
just like, Daniel Bali. him and I saw him in 2019.
Lucky.
And
I haven't seen him yet.
it was all the way in Coachella, just because he was playing, and he had I don't know if it was a fan or somebody a part of his crew, or maybe it was pre-recorded video, but somebody was playing like one of the like first gen either Game Boy or whatever Pokemon games on like the screen. And so someone's like literally playing Pokemon and like leveling up and all that stuff, and he's like on a level and playing that shit.
Hey.
And then he did he did a Metallica tune.
Enter Sandman.
Yeah,
probably.
exactly. And like it's so funny because the tones of the instruments are like a Strat with like a little bit extra gain, so it's like ooh, it's a dirty guitar sound, and like tight, like fat sounding
Totally
drums.
not humbuckers.
Yeah, and like little muted P bass tone, and it's like dum, dum, boom,
With
boom,
toilet
boom.
paper under
Yeah,
the strings.
literally, like it's and he's like ha,
Yeah.
he's like going around.
Yeah.
It's so funny, and I love that he pulls off like the Adam Sandler like I'm literally wearing an outfit that costs $8. And it doesn't even matter because I look the best. Yeah, and he looks the absolute best in it. And I don't know if it was. I think it was. Oh, I'm not sure if it was Rolling Stone or Vice, but somebody was basically like, he's like
the richest homeless man. Or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. Which I thought was funny.
The richest hobo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a bad life. He's definitely making it.
I would
you
love
know?
to be the richest hobo. You know? It's definitely something.
Oh my god. Who are some of your like indirect influences? This is a question I probably ask fucking everybody.
Indirect? Oh.
Indirect.
Like,
you know?
Mr. Bungle, Slayer. These are all of my favorite bands, but you wouldn't hear it. Yeah.
What is it about Slayer that like
The
aside from just like the like
speed and aggression.
does that like for example like grooves that I've written for bands or whatever have been because like I was playing like I was literally practicing jazz or punk or whatever, and then I was like, why don't I marry the two, and I've made my own sound. Like, are there moments where you're jamming for the sake of jamming and then like you slow something down and then start changing up the notes and now it sounds more like you but it was inspired by somebody else's riff? Like, do you ever get those moments?
When I'm writing music, I try not to take influence from it. I stop listening to music when I'm
Interesting.
in writing
Kevin
mode.
Parker does the exact same thing.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
He like covers his ears or doesn't take elevators or whatever. I don't know, some like crazy.
What?
That's
Yeah,
a little
he
extreme.
I had no
literally,
idea
like,
about that.
He was when he was making the last record. What's it called? Not the Lost and Found. We were literally
like just went to the tour.
I know, but it was that record came out January 2020.
I only know Currents.
Yeah, the record after Currents for whatever reason, which is so bad because I'm literally a huge fan. I just
Permanent Waves? No.
No.
That's
I think
Rush.
Currents is one of the most influential albums of the 21st
Bro,
century.
Rihanna covered one of his songs and put it on her record.
Slow
Like,
Rush.
Come on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Slow Rush.
Yes, good. Very good. So he was in some interview. I don't know if it was Reverb. He was talking about like making drum sounds or something like that. I may be confusing two videos together. But anyways, he was talking about how he hadn't been listening to music for so long because he was writing the Slow Rush. And he was walking down some like city street or whatever. And he's like, and I heard this drum beat that like sounded so good. And I guess they weren't going to go in that direction. And he walked in that direction or whatever. And he ended up like really gravitating to like this music that he's hearing. He pulls up. Turns out it's one of his own songs.
Oh, yeah.
And he's so, yeah, right. And,
Yeah.
and he's so like actually genuinely not listening to music
Yeah.
that he forgot his music.
Yeah.
I'm like any of the bands that I've worked with, I'm like I could pick that up any day, but it's been 4 years. You know, the dude literally takes like half a decade to write a record.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I can't understand that. That's like I would with writing music, like I take a huge influence from the Beatles in terms of how I write music. Maybe not how the music sounds.
Do you mean like structurally?
Just work ethic wise. Like if you can't make the album in 18 days, they did all the time,
Yeah.
maybe not quite all there.
Right.
Maybe the album isn't good.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I really try to work on, because I watched I read into them before the Get Back movie came out and knew this already. But then when Get Back came out, it was like photo evidence that it's the fucking truth. They go into the studio with nothing. They'll dibbly do on their guitars until something comes out.
But they were
They'll
literally
make it
there
something.
for hours.
Yeah, 8 hours a day,
Like,
10 hours a day.
Like a job, like more than a
I
job.
feel like it's always the extremes though. For
Well, that's
like,
where the most happens.
But
right?
even Paul McCartney said it, and it's not even just in something that I've seen, but even Paul said it once, and I don't know the video. You'll have to find it. But he was like, it would take me like a half an hour to an hour, like maybe a day at most, to write a song from beginning to end. And if I couldn't do it like that, like this is back when it was Lennon-McCartney songs.
right.
Or the early shit where they were in the studio for 8 hours and then the album was done.
Wow.
If the song wasn't done in half an hour to a day, like it's not a good song. It's going in the garbage. Bye bye.
Interesting.
Because it just wasn't good enough.
See, that's
such a
interesting.
weird thought.
Because I know
Like,
Dookie for Green Day was recorded in like a week.
Yeah,
But that's
exactly.
recorded. Like, I'm not
Exactly.
sure what the status of the songs were. Knowing the band like I do, is I'm a huge fan of Green Day, they probably had a certain structure, or at least like lyrics, right? And then they just put it together. Correct me if I'm wrong, Flat 5 audience, right?
Yeah.
But 10 days. I think it was like 8 to 10 days.
Yeah.
The whole album was recorded. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you have songs.
But it's like that's structure. You have a structure, right?
Yeah, well, this is the thing I'm trying
It's
to
just
think
going
of,
from
because it's
zero
like-
to like all of it
Yeah.
in like the same amount of time. I think that's insane.
Right?
Well, I think about like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely one of the most well-crafted songs, one of the best songs of all time. I don't think that is deniable in any form of assessment or measurement. Like, it's got literally everything in it. You know?
And here, one thing, like, I'm not even trying to say that, like, this is the way to do it. If it's not done in half an hour and it's not a good song, then you have a bad song, you're bad at writing. Like, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because I love Phoebe Bridgers. And apparently she takes years to write one song
Yeah.
because she just keeps on listening and refining it. So it's
Interesting.
like, and I love that too. I love that. And Pet Sounds took Pet Sounds.
Oh my
was the
God! Yeah, just the
longest
movie.
album.
The movie for that. It was like, I'm watching the short
Yeah.
form version of what happened, and,
Yeah.
and you know, and I'm like, I want the scene to end.
Yeah.
Like, make it stop. But this is what I mean. Like,
At the time, Pet Sounds took the longest to make. It was the longest album to make in the world. Not longest to listen to make.
Yeah,
They took
yeah.
the most hours. So at that point in time to make
oh
an
yeah,
album.
all the cellos and the.
And I love it though. So I'm
Yeah.
not saying that you got to make your songs quick or they're not good. But I'm saying that's how I like to do it. That's
I feel
definitely.
that. I feel that.
And I might change in the future. I might
Yeah.
get.
And I'm
tired
sure
of
doing it on tape helps,
Yeah.
right?
Just the
'Cause-
fact that it's just like so tangible and fresh. Like I want to get it while it's hot.
Yeah, that is for sure a real thing. Now, when you're recording to tape, like how much, like let's say you do a take and then you get to listen back. How much of that do you do? How easy is it to do that? Because I'm saying that someone who's completely ignorant to how tape works. I have no idea. Like if I record something on Logic, I can rewind and be like, and like assess and immediately start like rethinking it. Like, you know, there's a difference between like the producer assessing what's on the screen versus the musician assessing how they felt while they were playing it. That disconnect happens when you start looking at it on the screen.
Yeah.
Right? Do you experience that when you're listening back? And while you tell me, I'm going to just quickly check the audio because I got to be host and tech man. So go ahead.
On tape, I tend to get this. I get the source right first, and that's what because on tape you can't really fix much. Right. So like, it's not like I can go scooping bad frequencies out. I only have like a high end, a mid, and a low end on my 4 tracks EQ. So like I really gotta get good sounds. So I guess that's like the longest process for me is like setting up the mics and gain staging them. That took the longest to do, more than writing the album. And then once
I mean more so like when you're recording and you're like, okay, I know how the song's gonna sound. Like I have it all the parts in my head. I just need to get that good drum take or that good bass take.
Oh yeah, that's what I was
Like,
getting to. Yeah. I was
what is that experience like?
Once the mics are up, I didn't move them. And then once the mics were up and I didn't move them for like all 10 songs, right. I plowed through all 10 songs because the mics were up and God forbid one of them moved.
Yeah.
So it was like, get through all of these as quick as possible. And I really didn't listen back to the takes.
You just do the take and like
If it felt right, it was it.
See, that's the thing. I feel like sometimes music, in like a almost like spiritual or like metaphysical sense, it like sometimes music in performance wise will lose a bit of that like richness to it because we feel good. Like I feel like sometimes you're looking at what you just recorded and said, that's not like adequate enough. Like if I'm listening back to like how my drums sound in a drum cover and I have my headphones on and I'm just listening to the drums, I'm like, great. But if I'm listening to the drums and then I'm also looking at like every snare and kick and hi-hat note along with the grid, what would have felt good necessarily doesn't look perfect, and therefore that disconnect happens, and then now I'm like, I gotta redo it again. Yeah. Even though that was the best take I would have done for any particular video. And I wonder like how much does that happen, you know, for you like recording, and does that even happen at all? Which, you know,
on a lot of this music, this new music, on not even a lot of it, on all of this new music regarding drums, I would, if I finished the song, it's a keeper. If the only time I would restart a take is if I literally made a mistake and was like, fuck. All right. Yeah. And then I stopped. I didn't even finish the song. Mistake was made. All right, stop, go, rewind. Start. Once I got to the end of the song without a mistake, I didn't even listen back to it. I was just like, yeah, that's the take. Felt good playing it. And that's I know it sounded good. It's sound checking these mics.
Yeah. So
that's it. Once I played it, it was done. Once the song was done, it was done. I didn't really care too much about like listening back to the take.
And so, I mean, we were talking about like, you know, obviously like we're done with masks and all that stuff, right? And live music is actually properly coming back, and live entertainment in general.
And I think in the biggest way it's ever.
Yeah, oh my God, man. I feel like people are just... Craving. I mean, except for the crowd. I don't know why I'm still so salty about the first half hour of that Tame Impala show, but man, y'all were stiff. Like, everybody was just like... And I'm like, guys, like... There's an Aussie man down there with a guitar.
I feel like it's a time and place thing.
The fans you're talking about?
Yeah, like even on the floor in the GA, they were just like zombies looking up.
It's been a couple years probably since they've even been to a concert.
Yeah, but that made me like, I'm up there, up way high, and I'm like feeling it immediately. Like that's what I thought people would be like.
I'm
you know?
like probably like you in where I'm like, I want to get back to normal as soon as possible. I want to stop worrying about who's touching me.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what, like, I feel like most people aren't there yet, and most people that you were seeing zombified were literally worried about.
I also think time
sick.
And place.
Yeah,
you know, Tame Impala for what he is, like Kevin Parker for what he is. He definitely did not expect to be selling out arenas across the world
this soon
with this project, because it's. How would you even call his music? Psychedelic, if anything.
Psychedelic rock and synth pop is what
pop,
I would call
right?
it.
Trance, but
like it's
not
like,
trance.
but it's not
it
trance.
has trance elements in
right?
the slow
exactly.
rush,
right?
Like,
so it's like, let's just put it this way: it's weird music that caught on.
Yeah, but like there was
regardless
also pop
of like in the
right?
most like. I'm talking about the most basic way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's quote unquote weird music that caught on. And it's not because it's weird, it's because it's musically brilliant, right? Yeah. It's brilliant music.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So I feel like somebody that's so used to, because there's people like us that love music. There's people that just love the artist. There's people that just love to be at an event at a certain place and time.
People that just love
people that just like to go to
once
just
you,
say that they went to.
Once you, and then just, there's hype people. People are definitely there just to say that they were at the Tame Impala concert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I was there to just dance. I was like...
Right, but it's like for us that we like the music, it's a different experience for anybody else. So once you open up a room, 200 people versus 20,000...
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're going to get that.
But even the other times that I've seen him at festivals, it was like... Maybe because I was at the front.
It could
you know
be.
what I mean? And not like, but even still at the arena, I was like, I also think like I don't know, because then after that, Bad Bunny played the exact same arena a few days later, and it was a completely different environment.
Yeah.
And it's still the same city. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's the audience.
But you just said it was a couple days later.
Or the music, I would say, too.
The music too,
plays
it
an
is
element.
dance music for sure.
Like
Yeah,
Bad Bunny,
you know?
you can dance to Bad
But
Bunny.
you
even
listen
the
to the entire
time,
set.
like 2 days doesn't seem like a long time, but when
From a Wednesday to a Friday is a
when
huge...
mask bans just got lifted too, like the day mask bans got lifted,
Yeah.
and then 3 days after mask bans got lifted is a different attitude as well. Like
Yeah.
the day mask bans got lifted, people were walking into stores like, I don't have to wear my mask, right?
Well,
But
even
like
with
3
teaching,
days later,
like-
they were walking in, they're like, I don't have to wear my mask.
Yeah, literally. So we just had our first full week, right, without masks, right?
Around there. Yeah.
And well, it started on Monday. It'll almost be like, I say full week as in full school week, full teaching week. The Monday, everyone was like timid, you know.
Exactly.
And then yesterday on Saturday, everyone's like, "Do you want me to wear it?" I'm like, "It's up to you." They're like, "Yeah, screw it."
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you make a very good point for sure. Now, there's one question I have for like every artist all the time, because I'm always so curious. Who would be like your all-time sort of like lineup? Like if you had to go and hire like piano player, guitarist, a bassist, and a drummer, anybody it could be like Peter Griffin playing bass, or sorry, Homer Simpson playing bass. Like who would it be for Wolf's music?
Drums? God damn. Living or dead?
Up to you.
Living
It's
or
a
dead?
fantasy. It's a fantasy.
Okay, then I'll go
It
dead.
could be like, you know,
I'll
your
go
favorite
Daddy
anime
says.
show character.
I want fucking the Rev to be my drummer.
Oh,
Nice.
Bless his fucking
Bless his-
soul.
yeah, fuck.
And I want oh goodness. I want Gordon Lightfoot to be my guitarist.
Nice.
Because I fucking love his flat picking. And then I want Trevor Dunn from Mr. Bungle to be my bassist.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And
Keys?
you know what? I'll do keys. I don't know
like
keys
that.
players.
I like that. I don't believe in God. I believe in me.
That's dope.
Maybe Mike Dean can be my keys player.
Which one?
Mike Dean.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, because I hear a name like Mike Dean, I'm like, that's a fact.
Can I go in a tiny tangent because I'm actually curious?
Yes, absolutely.
What are your like all-time greatest like keyboard players? 'Cause-
Keyboard or piano?
No,
Or
Fuck,
keys.
Ray Manzarek can play my keyboard.
like I guess I'm looking into like 70s, 80s, 90s. Like I
Like
guess
anyone playing any form of key, whether electronic or acoustic, or just keyboard players, like just electronic keyboard players.
I mean, I feel if I brought it up to piano, then that's like
Just the pad.
Just the
anything
pad.
with white
Just
and
the
black
pad.
keys.
Man,
because there's a lot of great pianists that are in like, you know, everybody, you know, can name, but like keyboard players, like actual electronic
Synthesizer players.
synthesizer.
Ray Charles. No, not even Ray Charles.
Yeah,
Because
but-
he played an organ kind of.
played
And I
an
would call
organ.
an organ a synthesizer.
Well, I don't know. I was gonna say either Stevie Wonder or Herbie, just because of the way
that's good.
of the melodicism. But I also kind of consider them acoustic piano players because of the early parts of their career,
Right.
like Herbie with Miles Davis or just Stevie Wonder's like solo stuff. But I mean, like I swear to God, you could play the very first note of Sugar by Stevie Wonder, and I fucking boom, like I just know, like I'm like that's
Yeah.
Sugar, like I just know, or like Superstition, or the opening of the
What was Little
Mind of
Richard's
Music.
pianist?
Oh, I don't remember.
The
I don't
one
even know
who
their name.
played with Ray Charles too. He was Ray Charles' organist.
Keys players are the ones I'm not that good with.
It's the
But I
one
was
on-
thinking of I was just thinking of it, and then I started thinking about Jamie Foxx and Ray Charles, and I just forgot this guy's name. Oh my god, he plays for Thundercat. He's this blonde dude, but Domi Keys. It's a recent, like, she plays with Thundercat as well, and this drummer named JD Beck. She is phenomenal.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I'm like completely blanking on the key. This blonde guy that plays for Thundercat, he's fantastic. And there was one other one too I was thinking of. But anyways, what would
Billy
you guys
Preston. That's who that I was talking about. Billy Preston.
pick? I don't know who that is.
He did the keys on the last Beatles album, Let It Be.
Oh, okay.
And if you watch Get Back, even
Did he do the keys on? Who did the keys on Don't Let Me Down?
that's Billy Preston.
Okay, the keys in that song are literally perfect. Literally, I feel like the keys make that song.
Exactly, and they made the album.
Yeah.
That album. If you watch Get Back, like they were going hard for a couple days, almost maybe I want to say almost 2 weeks, trying to get these songs right.
Yeah.
And they were just going downhill, to be honest,
Really?
until Billy Preston visited the studio to say hi.
Man, I gotta
They
watch
asked him
it.
to sit in. He fucking joined in on "Don't Let Me Down" or something, or I think it was "Don't Let Me Down." He joined in on.
I love that,
and
dude.
they were like, "You just gave us a lift."
Yeah.
Like, and he did. He
I gotta-
glued
is it
them
on- is it on
songs
Disney?
together. Pardon?
Is Get Back on Disney?
Yeah, Disney Plus.
Yeah, I gotta watch it now.
He glued the whole album together.
Yeah. Well,
So important.
thing I feel like unless like you're a piano player who's the lead, like a Stevie or whatever, or it's like jazz. I mean, I am like paraphrasing a little bit, but like, or sorry, not paraphrasing. I'm speaking in extremes a little bit, but I don't know. I'm the type of guy that I find a piano, again, if your instrument, like if your accompanying instrument isn't already piano, I find like keys and piano do best like adding that layer for rock music. Not jazz or like pop or, fusion or whatever, but I mean like rock. Like I was showing one of my students Brothers by the Black Keys. And there's moments where like the organ or like the Rhodes or something like that just comes in, and it's like, man, because it's the most versatile instrument.
Yeah, it
It
really
covers
is.
melody, harmony, and rhythm like all together.
I really, really dig keys on chords. Like, yeah, I'll never take them. Like, I could probably sample something cool for a lead, but for the chords, like, you really can't go wrong. You could do voicings on a key bed that you will never imagine hearing.
Yes.
And that's why I love it, because
That is
like
true.
writing songs on a guitar is one thing. I tend to get really simple sounding songs on a guitar.
Right.
But the songs that have like really like
Nice
gut
voicings.
twisting chords.
Yeah, because the notes are more accessible. I feel like
Yeah.
you can intertwine them more. The voicings on guitar sometimes is pretty limited.
Yeah, like that's
Right.
I love like a lead, anything can do a lead in my opinion, but like
Yeah.
you can't beat pianos on the chords.
Have you guys seen that? I don't know if it's one like custom built piano keyboard thing, or I shouldn't say piano, but custom built keyboard. This guy has this huge, like 7-octave, whatever you want to call it, like huge, like 56 keys or whatever, like piano, but he has this huge whammy bar. And as he plays, he pushes the whammy bar down.
Is that Rob Scallion?
No, not Rob Scott. I know him. And it, like they were doing Black Dog by Led Zeppelin on the keys. And he would like push it down, and I was like, "Whoa, what is that?" Like have you guys ever seen that before?
Oh, never.
Oh man. Okay, well, I don't know. Because the thought now is like I want to get like Landon to edit in what I'm talking about and just throw it up. We should get like a screen up here or something. So, well, okay. Before we wrap things up, Wolf, give me your assessment on the room, man. What else should we add? We were talking about a plant back there.
Listen, for our viewers, now you can see our room and how bare it is.
Yes.
So hit us up.
Yes, please.
Give us some stuff to put on the walls.
Mail them your vinyls that you don't want, so they can put the sleeves up on the walls.
Good call.
And
a great call.
then you can have a vinyl wall. So
And
yeah,
maybe egg cartons. I don't know. Something. Are you good? Are you sneezing or coughing?
there's a lot of sneezes. That's a cough, folks.
Y'all, listen. We went to bed last night.
That was like a cough sneeze.
Yeah, bro.
I started sneezing and then it just went
I
to
know.
cough.
Yeah, it sounded
I
like a
was just
sneeze
like-
first. That's why I was like, "Is that a cough or a sneeze?" We went to a good friend's birthday party last night at a tiki bar, the Shameful Tiki,
Woo woo.
and got to bed at like 3, I think.
Something like that.
Yuck.
And then we got up at like 7.
Because we are
Actual
demons.
fucking aliens, like lizard people, like Mark Zuckerberg. But yeah, I wanna spruce it up some more. It's not a bad start. I will say that this carpet is pretty sick, and I like the couch. It just reeks of age, and the microphone stands aren't bad, and we're gonna have to bring an interface here and all that good stuff. We got a sick office chair. That thing is so comfy on my butt. I love it.
Woo woo.
Shout out to Comfy Butts.
Shout out to office chairs.
Yeah. Oh man, but I want to put some stuff up, and even if it's like, it doesn't have to be visibly on camera, but like, look, we have like this bare wall right here that's behind the camera that could use a ton of love.
That could use a clock.
Nah, who cares about the time?
I do.
Yeah, you do, because you live like 8 years away from everybody else.
No.
You're gonna be 29 by the time you get home.
Probably. I feel like I'm 56 right now.
Yeah, especially
I
after
feel like I'm
last night.
56 right
Yeah,
now after
dude.
last night.
You need to get a massage or something.
Get a massage. I need
Something.
to
Or
be
just go to-
I need to be induced into a coma for
Yeah,
a
bro,
week.
just take a hot bath,
Said he
man.
feels 56 and needs to be 30 years younger.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, like I want to put some stuff up here, and you know, a little bit of sound panels too. I mean, you were saying too, like
Sounds great.
Pretty dead.
it is pretty dead, and I think it's all these like random ass walls and shapes and
Oh
sizes.
yeah, it's definitely those
and
curves up there. There's really like no.
Gotta love
space for
Victorian
reflection.
homes.
Yeah,
Really?
but I figured, you know, it might be worthwhile to just put some in. Maybe we don't need it. I mean, we'll see how this one
Definitely
sounds.
would look different.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I wanted to. Have you ever been to Lynx Music in Toronto?
No.
Yeah, you have.
I have.
Their rehearsal rooms look amazing. They're the perfect vibe. Like, there's so many great rooms there, and they look, like I said, they look fantastic. And so, yeah, I want to spruce it up. Like, I was even thinking of like getting a rack, and then just like putting up sunglasses and stuff. You know, just like irregular, but like, oh wow, I never would have thought of that kind of cool things. You know what I mean? Or
For sure.
just something to that effect. And then
In terms
of course
of
we got
sound,
the
though,
Polaroid
I
wall.
wouldn't do much. You know,
It doesn't need much.
because even those little square foam things, they don't do anything.
Yeah, they're
at
only good.
all.
Like I would assume they're only good for like tight, or like if you're using your closet as a vocal booth.
Yeah,
or
like
whatever.
maybe it's good for making a vocal booth, but it's not good for making a room. Like those
No,
things.
not for the room.
It's
no.
for the aesthetics, guys.
That's
Yeah.
what I was
Really
gonna say.
is.
Like people only use those foam things so they can have that nice checker thing behind them in their videos.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, hey, it's not a bad start. Like I said,
Hell yeah, you
I'm
could
gonna
have
give
some records behind you. Make a checkerboard out of records.
absolutely. We're gonna put up.
He's onto something.
Yeah, I really like that. I actually
He's
like
onto
that a lot.
something.
Like if we could get like a whole bunch of like 7 inches and other records here, that would be sick.
Yeah.
Because we got the Polaroid wall here, which we got to figure out something to do for number 19.
Or even JRE has a really cool wall. Or I don't think he does
don't
it.
even
He does it
remember what it
anymore.
looks
But he used to have Joe Rogan Experience used to have mug shots. On
Oh,
his
yeah.
wall.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Hendrix and Sinatra.
Elvis.
Yeah, those are cool. But that also reminds me of the rock pile. in
A little
Toronto,
bit, yeah.
You know. What was I gonna say? Oh my god, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I was gonna have to do that. Man, I saw this meme. This guy's like, if I hear one more TikTok that goes.
My favorite one is when they go, "This is fine."
But he's like, it's gonna make me lose my ma.
Yeah, exactly.
So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got our Polaroid wall, which is gonna take some time for it to get filled up. We got the bottom half of this bulletin board, and the lovely Michelle Deraimo will.
Shout out Michelle.
Tell Michelle, and your sweater too.
My sweater.
We're at the top half. We're gonna put the flat 5 sign, and then we're gonna get some album tiles all around there. Shout out to album tiles.
Shout out me.
Yeah, big shout out to Leo.
Even those album tiles you make would
Yeah.
be great too.
We should do something like, hey, it's the 50th episode, and we're gonna put an album tile up that, you know, like submit, you know, like what record you'd want to see, and we'll pick the best one and give you
Sergeant
something.
Pepper.
Yeah, we'll give you but like the most obscure but good looking record.
Oh, Daniel Johnston. on an album title, please.
He sounds like he sounds like an NFL player or a porn star. One of the
Which one is it?
You don't know Daniel Johnston?
Not
That's
even a
awesome.
little bit.
You would love him then. If you don't know him, it's gonna be a really
he a
fun
porn star?
discovery. No,
How am I gonna love him?
It's outsider music.
Outsider music.
Yeah.
Is that I don't like
Like
when I
alien
hear-
music? What do you
When
mean?
I hear outsider, like I think of like Stay Golden, Pony Boy.
You know that?
Like I
True.
think that.
I forget what the name of that band was, but like that band Frank Zappa said was his favorite band, and Kurt Cobain said he loved them. But like those like daughters, the guy who forced his daughters to make a band.
Oh, I don't know. No idea.
It's like really horrible music, but people love it because it's different.
I don't know. But
I have
Not the
no
case
idea.
for
I love
Daniel
the way
Johnston.
you
Daniel
describe
Johnston's
it.
amazing, but you know, Daniel
I love the
Johnston.
way you describe. It's really horrible music, but people love it because it's different.
Yeah, but that's not the
Oh,
case for
man.
Daniel Johnston though. Daniel Johnston's actually really, really great.
I could take a
musician.
few shots of very popular artists right now.
Do it, bro. No balls.
No balls.
No balls, bro.
That sounds like anything Migos has ever done after
Yeah.
their first album.
Yep.
First album, revolutionary.
The second album, no culture.
Everything after that, zero culture with a K, bro. Zero. I'm sorry.
How do you have an album?
I don't make
called
the rules.
Culture 2 and it's like not cultured. That's like really old.
Because
like,
this
aged
culture
and dated.
2 is not culture, because it's not culture 1.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. That hurts my brain.
Yeah,
And I
don't
love
know.
hip hop.
I
I
don't think I'm-
love
You
hip
do.
hop. I love rap. And
I
I,
love hip hop
can't
and rap
get
too, but I don't
behind
think
that.
I'm eligible to talk about culture. It's not my culture to talk about. So.
True. Yeah. So I mean, we're gonna continue to spruce it up day by day, and
Catch the new Easter eggs. See what you find new.
yeah, for real though. And if you see something like, yo, okay, this is gonna be a pod bite starting. No, okay, now this is gonna be a pod bite starting right now. If you're out and about anywhere and you see something that's gonna fit in the podcast space, take a picture of it, DM it to us with a relative address, and we'll see if we like it and put it up in there, and then we'll shut you up, man. Yeah, I know the shoutouts don't mean a lot, but like still, they can mean something if a lot of people want it. That's
Exactly.
that's Bitcoin right there, brother.
NFTs.
And NFTs, that's what I meant.
Gary V.
Yeah, yeah. You know, the thing is, if you want to have a successful business, you got to go down and buy lemonade every time. It's
Go on
not
eBay,
enough.
bro.
Was Gary
Just
V
go on
here?
eBay.
Go on eBay.
Buy it and then sell it for double the price.
What
Simple.
are you doing with your life from a day-to-day basis from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.?
Do you even make content?
Holy fuck.
Just in fact, Mr. B, yes, I do make content every freaking day.
Do you make content? Oh, that's so
Shout out to
funny.
Nieman S because that's the comedian who I just.
Oh yeah,
copied.
he's brilliant.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you
He's from,
do.
I think he's from
I
Vaughan.
do?
I think
He's from Vaughan. He's this Iranian kid.
Oh, that guy. Yo, I didn't
Yeah.
know his name. I just know him as that guy.
He does like every
Yeah.
impersonation.
Yeah.
Yo, the
okay.
Woodbridge one kills
He's
me.
got the Apple like wired earbuds.
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Do you make content?
Yeah, I love him. He's amazing.
Even like the ones that he does with like types of DJs and stuff. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, that guy's good. I like that guy.
I almost got TikTok famous off one of his videos. One of the hockey player impersonations. I commented and I got like 15,000 likes on that comment.
Holy
What
shit.
did you comment?
I was like, I just quoted a part of the video.
That's it. He
Yeah.
just reiterated
Yeah,
what was
just
already
reiterated
stated.
something he said.
I fucking
Like,
love
"Hey, I
that.
fuck with
They're
that.
like, oh, he did say that.
like, nice man. Oh my god.
But yeah, 15,000 likes on a comment and 0 followers.
nice.
Love it. You gotta love it.
Zero cross pollination. It's amazing.
That's how short people's attention spans
yeah.
are.
They're like, cool. Next.
Like,
Thank you. Next. Thank you.
not even like, oh, next.
He quoted Ariana Grande.
Yo, fight me right now. Just fight me.
For the longest time, I was saying Ariana.
It's Ariana.
I know, and then someone very special was like, "It's Ariana," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know." Then
Really?
again, people think that her song Seven Rings is something that she made up. It's not.
It's not.
It's my favorite things by fucking John Coltrane. God damn it!
Exactly.
Everyone's like, "It's sound of music." I'm like, "It's not. It's John Coltrane."
If a lawsuit has never been more deserved,
Did you hear about the Dua Lipa lawsuits?
I
Yeah.
heard about all the lawsuits.
Bruh,
I
are you a
love them.
lawyer?
I love them. I love all the lawsuits.
You're just like, fuck the rich.
For real, no, because it's like, all right, if one is eligible, they're all eligible.
100%.
It's true.
I agree.
One of my favorite lawsuits to date is Kraftwerk suing the shit out of Coldplay for that Talk hit. Like na 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 na
Yeah.
na na na.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They just like literally sped it up.
Yeah.
That was it. Like
Yeah.
no change in tone, no change in anything.
Well, this is the thing. Like, there was this reggae band that was calling out Dua Lipa for, like, you know, ripping off their song, and then Adam Neely was like,
Article something, right?
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't remember,
Article
but-
sound system.
But
Something
then
like that,
Adam
yeah.
Neely's like, yeah, but both of you guys ripped off this other artist,
Exactly.
something Rosa or whatever.
Yeah,
Rosa
so Article
something.
Sound System didn't write that song.
They didn't write
either.
it either, and I'm like, bro, like, if you're gonna make a claim and you're this big and Dua Lipa is this big, you know, she did a
You
song
better
with
hope
Elton
you
John and
wrote
everything.
that song.
You better hope you actually wrote that song, because then that other person's like, I'm coming for both your asses.
Yeah, and
Are
they
you
can
kidding me?
countersue you. They
Yeah,
can get
yeah.
all their money back and more, just like
And then
Katy
more,
Perry
just
did that
'cause you-
one time.
Yeah, just
That's
because you
true.
put it through all that trouble. That's why I'm like,
Remember that guy who sued her for Dark Horse, and his thing didn't sound anything like Dark Horse. It was just a synth doing quarter notes.
bro, that's just like crack. That's this guy that's saying he's suing her just so he can get.
I just
some
can't believe
attention.
somebody
But that's
would
the thing,
actually
he won.
sue a song that with Juicy J in it.
Yeah,
Like Juicy J is like the most coherent man in the world.
the incoherent man in the world.
Like it's like how could you make this like how could you know have like any sort of feature with Juicy J and not call it original in my opinion. Yeah. Even if it's melodic.
I
Like,
can't wait
there's-
till I get sued. I want to get sued.
we're gonna get so many
It's-
streams after that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I totally stole that song. Yep, I admit it. You don't have to sue me.
Just put in the headlines. Take it.
Exactly.
I plead guilty.
Yeah, immediately.
No, it's like no, you're supposed to say I plead the fifth.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
plead
nah,
guilty.
I plead guilty. But we don't even have the right guy, and that's fine.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Every mob movie out there. Literally.
Don't say anything. Go fuck.
We will pay your family. Just go and sit in jail for 20 years, all right?
Yeah, literally.
Bye.
Yo, okay. Serious question though. If there was one mob family that you, like doesn't have to be Italian, but if there was one mob family that you would want to marry into,
Oh God.
who would it be?
Whitey Bulger.
That is that yo.
Say that again. I can hear
See,
you.
like I'm thinking of like
No, but what did you say?
Whitey Bulger.
Bulger.
Who's that?
One of the most
The Irish
ruthless gangsters ever to exist.
Were
The
they in
Irish guy
Peaky
from
Blinders?
Boston.
Yeah, the Irish guy from Boston. Whitey
Oh.
Bulger.
Damn, nice.
See, but that's a
cool.
person.
Johnny Depp played him in a movie.
Yeah, he did.
I forget
Oh, what's the name of the movie?
Called. I forget what the movie's called.
Oh my god, I know that movie.
Yeah, everybody knows. I just forget the name because I forget every single name.
The
Yeah,
blue,
same. That's why I always ask.
Yeah.
blue eyes, glasses, Irish gangster.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, I know what you mean. I saw clips of that. I don't know the title. Anyways,
I forget the movie, but the gangster's really
See, but like you're like pointing out a
hard.
person. He's talking about a crime family.
Yeah.
Right? Like
yeah, like a crime. It doesn't have to mean you marry a specific person.
no, you just
Like
marry
it's
in,
like if you wanted, like I wouldn't say I want to specifically marry.
Oh,
Oh, I was
Linda
saying I would
Shelby or
marry
whatever.
Whitey Bulger.
Oh yeah,
Probably would.
Marry him.
honest. I don't know. I know. This is kind of my
Escobar.
stuff. Like I watch a lot of documentaries about mobs and stuff like that. Just
Yeah,
I
you're a
don't know, just
paisano.
fun. I'm not a paisano.
You're a gabagool.
I could be a gabagool,
Yeah.
but I'm not a paisano. I'm nowhere near Italian.
pasta pigeon.
Ever. Isn't
Bro, you got a huge
my name is
log of
Leonardo, bro, but I
soppressata
ain't
today.
Italian.
You're more Italian than I am, brother.
Probably.
You got a huge log of soppressata today. That's a paisano
No,
thing.
that's just. But I mean,
just
I,
good friends.
I do have a log of sorpressata in the
Yeah,
car.
bro. And
Shout out
she-
Michelle.
Yeah, shout out Michelle number 2.
Shout out
Tally, we
Soppressata.
need, next thing that has to be a whiteboard. This shout out whiteboard right here. We
It's just
need that.
Italian
But it's like-
hospitality.
we're at like 6 now.
It's just Italian hospitality. You just goes, hey, can I use your bathroom? Yeah, sure. Oh, by
Take
the
this
way, here's
log
a
of
whole
meat.
log of meat that my nonna
It's been
made
sitting in my
yesterday.
cantina for 8 years.
Was it Pablo Escobar who burnt $1 million to keep his son warm, or was it
His
the other
daughter,
guy?
yeah. That is
See,
a true
that's
story.
the family I would marry into.
The Escobars? Bro,
Escobars.
that's not even a mob.
You don't think that's a mob?
That's a drug cartel. It's not the same.
No, it's not a drug family. That's just
bro.
him.
To me, it's all the same. It's
No,
like
it's
saying
not, though.
like soccer isn't hockey. I'm like, yeah, but they're both sports.
They're both two kinds
They're
of
the same.
organized crime, but they're not the same. The end goal is not the same.
You know more than I do. To me, on the outside,
Organized
like,
crime
that
is
seems
organized
safer.
crime, but like a mob family has like multiple.
If I would have to
hierarchies
marry, I
it.
would say the Gambino family of New York in their peak, because then it just all went to shit. I think for most crime families, whether they're Italian or not, in New York.
Or even what's his name, the guy from the Prohibition,
Which one?
the main guy,
Sir John A. McDonald.
the main mobster guy,
Al Capone?
Al Capone.
Oh yeah. Well, he's in. They mention him in Peaky Blinders too, which is pretty
Yeah?
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's Al Capone. There's Lucky Luciano in New York.
Yeah. Oh, Dillinger.
yeah.
I forgot about Dillinger.
Dillinger.
Man, you guys know so much, man. You guys should be the host of this show.
Bro, we get bored. I just get
Yeah,
bored and
bro.
watch
I
things
get
that
bored
happen.
and I'm like,
I only know
You know how
Dillinger
people
from-
dwell in the past and stuff?
Yeah.
That my way of dwelling in the past is
Is
watching
documentaries?
shit that happened on documentary. That's
Bro.
literally it.
My way of dwelling
For
in
me,
the
it
past
starts
is like
off in a
playing Enema of the
biopic,
State.
though, and then I'll go to the documentary.
No,
But
like,
the
I put the-
biopic hooks me.
I put like World War II documentaries, like the ones with like,
Have you seen the ones in color?
oh yeah, like
My parents are watching
like that's
everything.
like, you know how people have like your comfort show that you put when you're tasking.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, it's like Friends or like How I Met Your Mother,
Yeah, Big Bang Theory. if
Big
you're
Bang Theory. I
completely
put World War II in
daft.
color. Like I'm the one cleaning my room when there's people burning in
So you're
some
insane, is what you're
island.
telling me.
in-
You're just like fully cracked.
Oh yeah,
Food.
Yeah, it's comfort food. Yeah,
It's comfort.
His comfort food is like tackies and warheads, bro.
Oh no!
It's like
No shout out to
champagne.
Warheads,
Bro,
No.
Like I remember having.
Yo,
one
I
of those
think
and felt like I was
I
crying.
think whoever eats Warheads like they eat any other candy are sociopaths.
They punch drywall for fun.
Warheads are the really sour one.
yeah,
Yeah, the one that like make
the
your
one that's
gums
really
want to
hard?
explode. They're all hard.
they're all hard.
The one that like you're not supposed to bite and you suck on it. The whole
Jawbreaker?
time.
Oh,
I
Jawbreakers.
thought that's all you're talking about.
Nah, man, warheads are like in like nuclear packaging, and they're out to get you.
Yeah, I've
I
never
can't
had a
stand it.
warhead. I
Don't
like sour.
don't do it. Don't do
Don't.
it. Like it's actually the worst. Like like dentists should be like condemning.
I don't like
warheads.
sour because when I was a kid, when I used to eat sour, like even the sour Skittles especially,
Ugh,
I would
gross.
like it would burn my mouth.
Yeah,
would
I hate sour stuff. I don't understand how people are like, yeah, but it gets sweet at the end. I'm like, why work
No.
through the sour stuff to get
cares,
sweet?
man?
No,
Just eat something
what
sweet.
type of reward system do you have in your brain?
I don't have. I
It's
want
gonna be
and I
sweet at the
get.
end, but I'm gonna burn some of the skin.
Yeah,
off it.
no, dude, I don't do that. If I want sweet, I just go and get sweet. I don't
Straight to
fight
sweet.
fire and like eat a bunch of sour stuff to then get 2 minutes of sweetness. Like
The
no.
sourest thing you'll catch me eating is like a naturally sour thing, like an orange.
Yeah, like a fruit. That I understand because that's just the way it is. But some guy was like, let's make this really sour. at the
Sour
beginning."
Skittles are like from
Gross.
hell.
Yeah, Sour Patch Kids. Nasty.
Sour Patch Kids are from.
Take them off the
Oblivion.
shelves, fill it up with Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
That's my reward.
Yeah,
Like,
Dude,
it's
I'm,
way
a,
better.
I'm a huge fan of the fucking Hershey cookies and cream bar.
Bro. that's
Like
just
it's
lit.
honestly almost unhealthy. It really is.
Yeah, those things are not healthy at all.
Listen, no, oh yeah, no, Yeah. Bro, go to Texas, see what the fuck they deep fry.
I went
And
to
the way,
Kelsey's
bro,
other
the way
day.
he said that, and then you could deep fry them too. Like it gets worse than this. Like talking about unhealthy.
See, I don't have a sweet tooth. I'm not a sweet tooth
bro,
person.
I'm a sweet tooth.
I know you're the opposite, but
Oh,
the
dude.
one Achilles heel I have is a fucking Hershey's cookies and cream bar.
I have all of Achilles' heels throughout history. They're all sweets.
I have a very delicate palate. I need very fine food. Like I eat fine. Like I cook. I used to work in restaurants. I used to obsess over Gordon Ramsay's standards.
Beef Wellington.
I was like, if he's yelling
What
at
are
you,
you?
yeah,
An
like if
Indian
he's yelling at
sandwich.
you for that,
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Where's the lamb
I
sauce?
tried to recreate his scrambled eggs once. It did not work out
Yeah.
well.
Bro,
Did
a little bit
not.
of olive oil, crack the egg.
Fuck that.
Slowly-
Anthony Bourdain makes the best scrambled eggs made. God
Made.
rest his soul.
Yeah,
But
him
Anthony
too.
Bourdain made a scrambled eggs tutorial video on YouTube, and that's still the only way I make my scrambled
How
eggs.
does he do it?
You crack the egg, you put it in the thing before you whisk it, and then a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper.
Put it in the pan, you're saying?
no, in
Before-
the
in a
bowl.
bowl, in a bowl.
Oh, in the bowl,
to whisk
okay.
it.
Yeah.
because we're making scrambled eggs. So
Bro, I scramble them while they're cooking. Like I just like
right,
That's
but
one way to do it.
That's one way to do it, and I think he does this a little bit too. But the way he does it, you crack the egg in the bowl, little salt, little pepper, That's it. No fucking milk.
Yeah, okay.
No,
That stuff,
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
bro,
no,
I'm
no.
lactose. Like, I like the way you said that, though. Little salt, little milk. Like, that would be a dope, like,
Right?
duo.
A lot of people like to add stuff. Like there's milk added, there's mayo added, there's butter. Like butter is like the one that I
Yeah,
say.
butter I can
Butter.
accept, but
Butter on the
I
pan.
butter
Yeah.
on the pan and then cook the egg.
Yeah.
Like,
But
that's
the
why I
thing
use
is, like,
olive
so
oil.
then that's not only it. Little salt, little pepper, but then here comes the whisking. A lot of people like to fucking
Yeah, they just... Yeah.
until it's a one color. It's like, no, it's like scrambled eggs, not blended pureed eggs.
Yeah.
You're just gonna go a couple times.
Yeah, I don't even do that. Like, I never cook it on high heat.
Yeah.
Because, like, that little, like, outside film that gets in the pan
Yeah.
is the worst thing in human history.
Yeah, exactly.
Even, like, my family will just throw an egg on there and make it quick. And I'll literally burn the tip of my fingers to scrape that shit off because I do not want
Yeah,
that
I
in
don't
my
like
eggs.
it either.
I don't like it at all.
It's not
But,
how
like,
it's supposed to be done.
yeah, you just put on low heat, olive oil, you feel a little bit of heat, and you just keep working it.
And he says work it
Yeah.
into a figure eight while it's cooking until it's cooked. Once
Oh.
it's cooked, you're done. And that's how I've been doing it since that video.
Cooking
Thanks,
with the
Anthony
flat
Bourdain.
five.
Cooking with the flat five.
And Wolfe.
Shout out Anthony Bourdain.
We'll bring it, like, do you guys ever listen to specific music when you cook? Because I listen to specific music when I
Yeah.
cook. What do you listen to?
Hardcore.
Really? When you cook?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I listen to, like, bachata and merengue. I don't know what it is. I feel like it tastes
See, that's
better.
like party music for me though. Like that's just like
Because
you know,
when I cook, I'm like,
if I'm
about to be
cleaning,
so happy.
if I'm cooking, I want like a rhythm. So I just go like dun 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 dun.
Oh,
dun,
see,
dun,
when
dun,
I'm
dun,
cleaning,
dun,
I
dun,
want a rhythm because I'm like, or like the vacuum. Dun, 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 dun. Like when I'm about to do with the couches after, I'm gonna blast like.
Hey, but like,
chunk
mind
my
you, it's
couches
like very
after.
specific. I'm talking like turnstile type hardcore, not
Yeah, not like
a fucking
out to eat your face.
Yeah.
or hardcore.
I don't listen to music when I cook because I'm like I said, I worked in restaurants. I'm like a line cook when I'm cooking. I start here, I go there. While this is cooking, I'm doing that. I'm like timing everything so perfectly that if there was a song playing, like even that 1 second to headbang would fuck me up.
Yeah,
And I'd,
the
like,
eggs
burn-
are a little bit cold.
and I'd burn something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I listen to like Latin music, whether it be like, even when I get home, which I don't actually do often. I mean, I say I don't listen to reggaeton often, but when cleaning, I will literally just like pure death just for like 60 minutes, just like.
Dun, 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 dun.
And I'm like dusting, and I'm like cleaning the windows. I'm like,
Yeah.
just like the devil is gonna eat your soul.
Okay, yo, you mentioned Slayer being one of your influences. Out of the big three, put them in order. Meaning, I guess I want to say Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth.
In order for
In
me.
order for you.
So from 1 to 3.
From
or
1 to
3
3.
1? From 1 to 3, Slayer.
That's
Obviously.
a great question.
Yeah.
From 1 to 3 or 3 to 1?
Yeah,
Never heard somebody ask that.
Slayer's first.
quite obviously.
Yeah.
Did not
Did you say
expect.
Megadeth and Metallica?
Yeah.
I would take Megadeth out of there and put Anthrax in second.
What about
See, but I
Iron
feel
Maiden?
I Anthrax for me is like more the new metal range, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like Anthrax will go in with like Slipknot in that category. I'm talking about like thrash. I guess they're very much thrash metal.
Yeah, no, like they're part of the big four. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's
you
why
put Anthrax in there instead.
I would
Okay.
take them out. I would take Megadeth out. Megadeth is the least deserving of the big four, in my opinion.
Bro,
Fair enough.
my big four is like 303, Smash Mouth, Insane Clown Posse, and
Insane Clown Posse's in your big four?
And what's the other one? Like
This guy just said 303 and Smash Mouth.
I don't care. Insane
No,
Clown
I mean
Posse.
all those bands are terrible. Like they literally should have never gotten signed.
Smash Mouth is amazing compared to Insane Clown
Yo, shout out to
Posse.
Shrek.
They're
Yeah,
Seriously.
geniuses.
Shrek, bro.
For being a forever meme.
Yeah, oh my god.
Insane Clown Posse's more known for backyard wrestling than music. I'm not joking.
No, I know it's just funny.
That's where I know them
to
from.
think
Is
about
that
that.
PS2 game.
the thing
my
about that
Lord.
is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Backyard wrestling. That's where I found out about Insane Clown Posse. I saw the video game. I saw these two clowns on the front cover. I was like, fuck
I
yeah.
found out about them because of the feud with Slipknot on Howard Stern. 'Cause
Oh,
I was,
I
like,
didn't even
searching
know
up.
about that. What the fuck is that?
I don't even know if it was a real feud. It probably was just Howard Stern just stirring in the pot as he usually does, or did. I don't know what he does now, but they were like, yeah,
I would
there's
think
no
they would
beef.
love each other. And think how much they slip.
Yeah, they're so similar. I mean, there was more of a real beef between Limp Bizkit. Oh, that was the fourth
No,
band I
that
was
was
thinking
Limp
of.
Bizkit,
Yeah,
I
303,
know, Limp Bizkit, yeah.
ICP.
Corey
Limp
Taylor hates
Bizkit.
Fred Durst.
Well, Fred Durst is actually hot turd.
He's
like
hateable.
I don't like him at all, and I would like to like him because some of the songs are okay, but like I don't know, their music screams like
Shag my friends tonight.
yeah, like the music literally screams like I only go to convenience stores to buy groceries and clothing. Like I just like buy, you know what I mean? Like you just buy that. You know they have like those like oh my god, what's that motorcycle company? The
Harley
dirt bike
Davidson?
company.
Fox.
Yeah, like you buy like the Monster Energy hat with like the Fox zip up sweater.
Oh, my lord.
You know what I mean? And the I love boobies like bracelet thing, and then you buy like
Bro, I
the-
used to have like 3 of those.
Yeah, you're terrible.
The only redeemable thing Fred Durst has done.
They don't wear any underwear. They don't wear socks, and the pants are just like regular sweats. And then like the thickest space booty DC shoes that are such knockoffs. It says CD, like it's so bad, bro. And that's what they were. And then they're like, "What's your favorite band?" They're like Limp Bizkit, and I'm like, "Oh God,
Legit.
it's like the worst." Man.
You know,
It's the
there's
worst.
like a Von Dutch documentary on Amazon Prime.
a Von Dutch.
You know, like the Von Dutch hats that were like super big in like the early 2000s.
Bro, I'm so bad with names. Like I don't know the name of anything.
Like it literally is a hat, like a trucker's hat that
I
says
know.
Von Dutch.
Oh, I like I have to see it. Like I don't know the names.
It's like basically like one
Like
of
a
these
trucker's
celebs
hat.
ended up wearing one, and then everybody was wearing one. It was like a fad for like the shortest time.
It's almost like a Supreme thing. Like it was like
Yeah.
Von Dutch was the
Or like
logo.
Supra.
Yeah, or like the Bass Pro hats that people were wearing
Oh
for
my
a couple
god,
years.
that's bro.
I mean, I'm sorry, but like I feel like everybody has a Bass Pro hat.
I don't.
I don't.
I do.
As soon as
Yeah,
I
I
saw
know.
Bet your
all
ass I
my-
do.
Yeah, you hang out with white guys a lot.
yeah, hockey players.
Bro,
Hockey
the
players.
thing is,
See, but I
played
actually
for
like
years.
fishing and
No, but
hunting.
he's actually like outdoorsy.
I am
There you go.
outdoorsy.
Those are the people that deserve to wear a Bass Pro hat.
Yeah, that should be allowed.
They're allowed to wear it. The only redeemable thing Fred Durst has done, though, before we leave his
Realm.
His
Realm.
hiatus.
is the fucking is the rolling song that the Undertaker used to come out to on his motorcycle. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
Oh,
rolling,
my lord.
Keep rolling, rolling. That's the only thing
I'll
that I.
give you that one.
That fucking song made it all the way to TikTok and just
Really?
and it reignited.
I'm proud
a
of it.
whole-
Well, there's been huge reignition lately. Like my dad was just talking about this, like freestyle music, which was niche when it came out, is back on. I just saw a billboard at Keel and Highway 7 for anyone that isn't from this area that's listening. Like, sorry, but like in one of the major intersections in the town of Vaughan, I saw a billboard for Stevie B and his like upcoming shows or whatever. I was like, bro, what? And
That's
it's because of
interesting.
TikTok. And we were talking about this, that like when the app came out, the demographic that was on there was obviously really young kids. And then it started to give off Vine energy. And then so our generation and your generation, like we share it to some degree, started using TikTok. And then the pandemic hit. And then you have all the older people like 35, 40 plus, like, okay, well, I'm going to be inside all day. Okay, what is my kid on? Oh, TikTok. And then they get TikTok, right? And then you're on TikTok and you start creating content, and then old school WWE or, you know, freestyle music or like, hey, remember this, remember that. Like it starts to make a resurgence, you know?
Yeah.
So,
This is one of my favorite things I think my brother has ever like shown me. His top Spotify genre is called pirate.
Oh, I know,
oh
pirate.
my God, the sea.
Yeah.
What
So
are they
it's
called?
not
Sea shanty?
particularly
Sea
sea
shanty.
shanties.
It's like sea shanties, but in metal,
It's pirate.
pirate metal.
And I was like, I and I just
Like
completely
British
forgot that
accent, everything.
he literally listened to all of that before it was even on TikTok.
Really?
I think I know a couple people who listen to that in this town too, and then like years before it's been brought up on TikTok right now. Like a couple years ago, they were like listening to like Fanny Moss.
Yeah, or like the longest Johns.
Yeah,
Yo, those are the best names.
Right?
Fanny Moss. And the
Yeah,
Long
that's a song,
Johns.
Fanny Moss by I forget the band, but it's a song. It's a pyro metal song, and I know it because they played it for years before
Pirate
this
metal,
shit.
bruh. Assassin's Creed must be really happy with that.
Assassin's Creed 4 probably
Yeah.
started that.
Best,
Yeah,
the
probably.
best. That's exactly what he listens to.
Yeah.
That genre, Assassin's Creed, Black Flag.
Exactly.
That's the only reason he probably
Yeah.
ever started listening
Exactly.
to that.
That game,
So.
man, a lot of things start resurgences. Like I literally think, what was it? Guardians of the Galaxy. I literally think Guardians of the Galaxy is the only reason people are even listening to cassette tapes anymore today.
I
And
think
there's a
they-
cassette
One of them for
resurgence.
sure. Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a cassette
absolutely.
resurgence now.
Yeah.
It's like, did you like the most sold cassette tape? The first year of the cassette resurgence was the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. That
Wow.
fucking mixtape that Star Lord has.
Interesting.
That's dope.
That is kind of dope.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's cool. I
Right?
never knew that.
That's really cool. Like these little things that you would never even think, but they impacted
See,
the industry.
But then there's the whole Jack White thing with
Yeah, I
the
was just about
vinyl.
to say, yeah.
I saw this on TikTok from one of these influencers that does vinyl, strictly vinyl, like talk. According to that time, the most expensive vinyl that you could get on Discog, which is like the trading
Yeah.
place online for vinyl, is a Jack's Mannequin album. If you're not familiar with Jack's Mannequin, is one of those artists that is like in the mix of being like emo, but it's not hard rock. It's more of like the emotional, like slow song type emo.
Right.
And they have this. It's like the only song that most people will probably recognize
like
by.
an Evanescence emo.
No. It's not. It's not like. It's not really like that type of like
Okay.
guitar sound either.
Yeah.
There's a song called Dark Blue that it's one of those like songs that you would put on. It's like I've heard this before, especially from that era, which is like early like late 2000s, early 2010s. That's kind of what I guess it came out. And from what I understand, this one-off like band of a time is worth over $400 a vinyl, maybe because they only had like one release of it.
Right.
And it's like to a very niche market. So you see it on the marketplace for like an insane amount of money. And it's not
just
like
because it's a rarity.
it's because it's a rarity, right?
Yeah.
But that comes to say is like if all of that was already more available,
Yeah.
then it would not be worth as much as it is. It's not like we're talking about like demo tapes from like the Beatles. Or,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, for sure. Well, no. Well, that's
Whatever
the thing.
people are willing to pay.
Yeah.
That's why someone paid that, and then now that's the price for it.
Well, it'll always be determined by the market, which is someone's decision at the end of the
Man,
day.
I tried looking for vinyls for Nothing But Thieves, and I could not find.
I have yet to go. I don't know. I was thinking of, like we were saying, like I wanted to put speakers in here, and I was thinking about getting a vinyl player because I thought that would be really cool. This would be a nice spot to actually take the time to, because in my room where I do all my recording, like drum covers and practicing and demos for bands and stuff, like I don't have the space, but I thought it would be cool to get like a vinyl player here, and I thought it would actually be nice, like right here or something.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
But I also want to save
You have
this.
control over it, just like I don't know if you know the Acid Church, or no, not the Acid Church. The church.
I
that's
like that
happening now.
church. No, I don't
It's
know.
Joey Diaz's podcast.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Again, I'm bad with names, but yeah.
Church of What's Happening Now. Yeah.
I love that dude.
I
He
love
has a
that
vinyl
guy.
player right beside him. And he just, whenever he's too high or
Yeah.
something, and he's like, guys, we need to shut up for 20 minutes. And just puts on Black Sabbath and lets
So
it
he
lets
puts
it ride.
music on his vinyl,
Yeah.
like or with his vinyl, from his vinyl through whatever it is.
And I don't think like the podcast hears it too great. I literally think they just hear the sound of the speakers in the room.
I could see that.
'Cause he doesn't do it for the pod. He does it because he wants to play himself a record.
Yeah,
It's been 3 hours on the podcast.
that is like the best level zero fucks given. Like literally, just like I know I'm recording to entertain you, but fuck off.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
off. I'm
Give me
going to take 20
20
minutes to
of your
listen to
time.
my favorite
Yeah.
album ever.
And now you're listening to Joey Diaz listening to some record.
Yeah, exactly.
Over vinyl. So, I mean, hey, like we were saying, however many minutes ago, time seems to be constant when we're here. Let's spruce this place up some more. Let's add some stuff. Thank God that daylight.
Sell us stuff.
Yeah, please DM us.
Please.
Oh my Lord.
Lighting.
Send
Lighting.
us stuff, man.
Get some colorful lights.
Yes. I
LED
don't want
strips,
TikTok lights,
baby.
but like something. Yeah.
You know, like those LED strips.
That's one thing I don't want.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't
I
want
think
like
I
a
could
blue
fix this
wall?
room. Nah. I
Okay.
don't want the strips.
Okay.
But I want lights, just not the strips.
Yeah.
What would be okay? When we were out last night at that Shameful Tiki Bar, there was these tiny disco balls that were cubes and spheres, and then there was this enlarged tennis ball, like a tennis ball the size of a.
You know why those
honeydew.
exist, right?
Not even a clue, bro.
To get
I'm not-
autographs. Like
The tennis
whenever
ball?
you go to tennis players, I know this because I played tennis for a very long time. And I'm a fan of the sport. Usually, you can get like you get a baseball sign, you get like whatever tennis ball sign, but you can actually get those and buy them at like the venues or like at sports stores to
Yeah.
get them signed. So you got a big. It's basically the same. It's just
Yeah.
a giant tennis ball. So like they can put like their big signature on. So you bring it to whenever you meet and greet the
Wow,
like the
I
athlete.
want one so bad. I want it,
Dude,
So,
you can literally go to like a tennis specialty. I'll buy you one.
thank you. That
Like you can go to any tennis specialty
this
store.
is
they'll sell them.
recorded, so I'm gonna send this clip of you saying
That's
that, so
proof.
then I can.
This
yeah,
is me incriminating myself.
Yeah, literally. But here I
proof.
want to
Now
put
you
like
have
some
to
sort of
buy
like
it.
stacked shelf to put stuff in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted a porcelain brown or black like pug like
That's
porcelain
niche, bro.
doll. And the head is like a bubble, but just like does that.
That's-
I saw it one time. It's so niche. I saw it one time. I was like, I want it, or like a dope piggy bank. Or
I think that's
the
the only
Monopoly
one on the
Man.
planet is that one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so too.
honestly.
I'm gonna have to find that guy.
You're gonna
on
have to
TikTok.
commission it.
Yeah.
Send me your porcelain pug.
Make me a porcelain. Like,
But to all the listeners on the Flat Five podcast, thank you guys for listening. As
Thank you for
always.
making it this long.
Absolutely. Thank you for supporting the show. And for anyone that's, like we said, thinking about donating stuff, to reiterate for the 30th time, let us know. DM us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. DM us personally. We are eager. So let us know. Mr. Wolfe, thank you for coming on the show.
thanks for having me.
Thanks for being the first guest in our new space.
Now, give the listeners all of your socials, please.
Yes,
So they
thank
can
you.
find you and listen to your music.
My Instagram is Wolfie Wolf, WOLFI WOLFE.
Nice.
And that's same with TikTok, and that's the same with Reddit.
And he's
So-
got a new track out now called It's Over. You go listen to that.
That's the name of it.
That's
You
what
know-
they call me.
Please listen to it and share it with your friends because it's already got like 5,000 streams after 3
Bravo.
Pretty
days.
wicked.
That's wicked. It's been
Yeah.
what?
It's all thanks
Less
to
than a week?
Sharp 4.
Anytime, always. We are working hard to get you.
Yeah, this is
You
a
know,
great
the
endeavor.
people going through listening to the music. Yes, everybody, thank you for listening, and we'll see you on episode 21. See you later.
Adios!